It's weird when I respond to Ted drinking beer. It's weird to me.
But he's had a beer on the show like the last 6 weeks, right?
Yeah, I had a Heineken. I've had a Heineken.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. Are you putting a mint in for the show so that when it goes through to the
No, you
to
know
the
what?
headphones?
You know what's been happening is I'm showing up like after running errands or work. Like yesterday, we started late, and I'm like parched, and I can't talk. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
so I think maybe one of these Altoids that our sponsor, a new sponsor,
seriously strong.
Curiously strong.
Curiously
strong, yeah.
Curious. That doesn't even make sense. Seriously strong at least implies that it's strong. Curiously strong. It just means like, what am I putting in my mouth?
These have been around forever.
I know.
And you always thought they were seriously
I
strong?
thought they were seriously strong.
They look like they were from like the 1800s, like the packaging. Like I could see that. I could see that.
Like
packaging
Secrets. Oh, you guys remember
Secrets? Yeah.
Secret.
Wow.
What were those cough lozenges? Secrets.
Yeah.
They were in a tin.
Yeah, in a tin.
Yeah. They still make those. I've seen some.
Because I used to keep the tins and we used to put money in it. Yeah. I don't know why, but
No,
that's
a cool
why I would store my money in a Secrets tin.
That's
and
a cool,
cocaine. They're good for
That's
cocaine.
a cool tin to keep.
Okay, so by money I meant my cocaine. So I literally, okay, you got me. Yeah, completely and totally meant to do that.
Is that iced tea?
Oh my God!
Oh man, okay.
You are
clean
crazy. He's fucking crazy.
Clean up on aisle Mark's microphone. Now it's covered in iced tea.
Oh my God.
I'm not wiping his beard down with my shirt.
You're nuts, dude. For everybody outside that can't see this, Ted just, as I'm taking a sip of my iced tea, Ted looks at me and says, "What he said? Is this an iced tea? Is that an iced tea?" He's like 2 feet from me. You could see it's an iced tea.
No, you know what? Beer cans have fancy, weird cans.
Yeah.
So it's a brisk, but it could be something else. He can't see the words. Come on.
I saw the calories.
That's funny, though.
Don't throw him under the bus. Plus, he's stupid as shit. He's going to ask you 3 more times if it's iced tea, just so you know.
I've drank one of these every week.
I know you have.
5 weeks.
I know you have. Yeah, you've been really cutting down on your drinking. That is impressive. Hold on.
Let's cancel that.
Yeah.
Not anymore. That was a big sip.
But you've been really cutting down on your drinking. That's
not including the 5th of vodka that he had.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing is Ted's making up for it. Yeah.
Somebody has to.
So all drinking, it's like all things in the world are even, right? There's not less sex or more drinking and less drinking. There's just some people are doing it less, and then there's there's an aura. Like all of a sudden, as Ted knows. As you say, I'm drinking a lot less. Ted goes against. He goes, well, I'll make up for it. Yeah, I got you.
Wasn't there that one Seinfeld episode where he just breaks even? Like he goes, he breaks even and everything. Yeah.
That could be Teddy.
Do we have a dimmer in the studio?
Why is it too?
Can you dim these lights?
Is it too bright?
That one is. Yeah, I don't know why.
So you really want me to do that?
I seriously, I'm having
okay.
a hard
So I have to
time
get up and
seeing
do it. So I need you guys to fill time so people don't know that I'm doing it. So
okay.
I'm going to edit this part out. So it's just going to be you guys talking.
Why don't you
no
just
one
have Jimmy behind the fucking glass, the producer?
Yeah, I wish
dim
we had
the lights.
You know what? That's the one thing I wish is that we had a producer.
All right, Ted.
Yeah.
Radio silence right now. Radio silence.
That's the worst thing that could happen right now.
What
is to not be talking on a podcast.
Keep going.
That's the death of us.
Keep going.
Darker. You know why the lights are on? Because you're under interrogation. You're under the microscope. That's why.
Did you lose power today? This morning, early this morning with these storms.
I did not.
We had power surges where our AC, everything kicked off, kicked on, or kicked. Yeah,
we did that last night when it was raining.
It happened this morning. It was freaking me out.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the last night and a half, it's been raining.
Well, and it got really hot, and there's a lot of people in the Chicagoland area without power still.
That's crazy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
So they can't listen to the show? All right, fuck them. They're not important
this
to me.
is streaming, brother.
Oh, thank God. So they can listen later.
Yeah.
I drove to work today, and it was raining pretty hard when I was driving to work today. Yeah,
oh, yeah. All right, so I want to do some quick updates before we get rolling here. Let's see. So every day, including today, so I believe that is 7 straight days, I have sent a copy of our show to Mary Morrissey, the Vermont state rep, with Ted's Lie, Ted's Tall Tales.
Yeah.
No response yet. So I don't know, and I haven't heard. She has not apologized in any way, so I don't know if she hasn't read Ted's Lie or she's getting ready to say it, and she's just probably practicing.
Did the email come back as undeliverable?
No. Oh, no. It went.
Or did you get an out-of-office reply?
No. I just went right to her page.
Okay.
Yeah, her page, and then you can go ahead and send her emails. So I've been sending, and I didn't do it weird. I didn't do it like 10 times a day.
Yep.
Just once a day, every single day,
Yeah.
and I will continue to do it until she fucking responds.
Yeah.
Remind me, what did she do again?
She's the one that was pouring water.
Cups
in
of
the
water.
guy's-
into the bag.
in the
Yeah.
tote bag of her
Yeah.
fellow representative who she
Yeah.
viewed as her kind of her arch enemy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the funniest thing about it is when he got back from rehab, he was in some rehab.
He was in rehab too. Okay.
Yeah, he was in rehab.
Yeah.
And when he got back, instead of doing it once or twice a week, she then did it every day for 3 months.
Yeah, that was-
Every single day.
Let me ask you this:
that was
on
pretty
day
crazy.
65, did he say, "I can't believe this is happening again"? I've done the exact same thing for 65 days. The exact same.
No, you know what'd be great if he just in his bag, if he just had a plant.
Yeah, it
And
was
then every
great.
day she poured the
It's
water
like a
in,
chia
and he's
pet.
like,
No, it's
thank you.
It's like a chia pet.
Yeah.
It's just growing.
Yeah,
so.
and then one day he comes in with like some green peppers or some jalapenos, and he's like, "I just want to thank who's ever watering the plants in my bag every day. Here you go.
You
guys,
know what would be
I'm gonna make
better?
you-"
If you bought a bunch of those little mini like sponge things that when you add water, they grow like 50 times the size. So he put them in the bag.
So she would just
She poured the water in there, and she walked by, and then there's a fucking giant dinosaur sticking out of the bag.
Oh my god! Well, what about that stuff you pour it in there and it like super expands?
Yeah,
You just,
same thing.
Yeah, she does that, and then she freaks out because it expands everywhere. And she just runs out and like, hey, what's her name? Mary, what are you doing? Nothing.
Or what if she like gets so surprised she falls backwards, hits the back of her head, she croaks, and then he gets charged with manslaughter
Croaks. He could put a frog in there. He had a frog in there.
or a painted turtle.
Oh my god, that would be so funny. And according to my sister, Martha Stewart says it is good practice to put limes in your garbage disposal. It will help to clean it out a little bit, and it help to make it smell nice because
Lemons, not limes. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, so I'm just going to say this right now because you know my sister's going to listen
It is
today or tomorrow.
It is a thing, though.
And I'm going to get this. You're calling my sister a liar.
No.
So, you know what? Do you have a sister?
Yeah.
She's a liar. How do you like that? Does it make you feel good? It doesn't make you feel good, does it? Ted, I know you have a sister.
Yeah.
She's a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want you to know
Likely.
that. That's mean as hell. That's not right. All right. You guys got to tell me if this is weird. Okay. I did a training today, and at the golf course, right? And it's like a slip and fall training and all these different things. It's for a park district, so they do all this stuff.
Not slip and fall for the employees, but slip and fall for your guests.
Well, no, how we cannot slip and fall.
Oh,
And-
because you can't afford your work comp
Actually,
coverage.
It's pretty funny. It's a lot of common sense, right? And then you just go through it. But here's the funniest thing. So at some point, because it's park district and everybody gets this, they gave it to like camp counselors and all this kind of stuff. And one of the things they talked about was pedophiles, right? Like if you see something weird or if you see somebody talking to kids.
So it
that-
went from slip and fall to segue to
well,
pedophilia.
it's a whole training. It was like 2.5 hours.
Was somebody?
okay.
Was it a video or somebody like up there
It was
talking?
no, it was a
through it?
PowerPoint with some videos and stuff. Yeah, there were two girls, and they were taking turns. Honest to God, if there were beds, I still would be asleep there.
Well, how many people were in the room?
Like 25. It was.
Was my son sleeping?
Yeah, it was. No, I think he was awake. So number one, it's super boring. Number two, it had to be 60 degrees in there. I was freezing my ass off. I went to the car to go get something to wear, and I didn't have anything. Everybody in there was freezing. It was the coldest room I've ever been in my life.
It's because you died and went to hell. You
No,
didn't
hell
know
is
that.
hot, Ted. That's it. So that
Not,
was
not your version of it.
So I'm sitting there by one of the line cook guys, and I said, man, I go, this is worse than hell. And he goes, no, this is hell. And then I said same kind of thing. I went, no, wait, it can't be hell. And he goes, why not? I go, because hell will be a lot warmer, and I'm freezing my ass off. But here's the thing. So they have the pedophile thing up there, and they're just like, don't, if you see this happening and that happening and whatever.
What is that to see?
They talked about, how to recognize somebody who's not supposed to be there and is inappropriate.
Yeah.
And the weirdest thing was, up in the right corner was a picture, and it was a picture of a clown.
While they're talking about this,
Right. I was going to take a picture of it. You can ask your son. There was a picture of a clown up in the right corner while the whole pedophilia, when they're talking about pedophiles and inappropriate stuff, right? Kids and inappropriate stuff. And all I'm thinking right now is clowns are dead, right? It's over. There is no more. No one cares about clowns anymore.
the circus had its run
yeah.
back in the day, and now it's just kind of a novelty.
But no one likes clowns. I mean, do you know
I don't
anybody?
know. I mean, for them to equate a pedophile with a clown is
It was,
wrong.
dude. I know it was.
Yeah, what
really
did the
weird.
clown? What did the clown symbolize?
The clown symbolized someone who
Pedophile.
wants to grab children's private
bad.
parts,
Yeah.
and it was.
You know, there's a whole university, clown university.
What about the clowns that go to kids'
I'm
birthday
not
parties?
kidding you.
Mark, I believe it was called Trump University.
No, well, that went under. This one's still in business, but it's a university for clowns, and they're actually unionized.
I'm going to look this up while I keep
There's
going.
there's many
I
clown
believe- no, I believe
schools.
it.
There's
I believe
clown
it.
schools all over
Yeah,
the
I think
country.
there's actually like a rodeo clown college.
Yeah,
like
that's
to-
where I
to
went
be-
to school,
to be a-
Eastern Illinois
No,
University.
to be a rodeo clown, which is different. It's not the same as being
But
an
there are
entertainer
people.
clown.
Yes, no, you're right, Ted. But there
Okay.
are people that make a living.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm just going to click on right now. I'm going to click on clown school near me because when I typed in clown school, oh my God, there's an Acme Clown Company in Chicago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let's get that person on.
and I mean, I'm honest to
on.
God, I think they're like Teamsters or something.
Yeah.
I think
Probably
they're
unionized,
I
yeah.
think like they're
Oh,
unionized.
dude, there's a lot of them.
Yes.
It says, you ready for this? Top 10 clown schools in the United States.
Top 10.
Top 10 clown schools. Top
That,
10.
that means there's more than 10.
Yes. Clown school. Oh my God.
What's the tuition?
Chicago Senior Clown Troupe. This is for older pedophiles.
Yeah.
See what's wrong about equating a clown? See, growing up, I had a. Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong because when we were growing up, we had a contractor that used to work on our house, and he had his side job as a clown, and he was a nice guy.
Was,
I
his
don't
name
think
John?
he was.
Was his name John Wayne Gacy?
Dude, you can't make this up, can you? You cannot make this up.
Hold on. I got a
I mean,
backstory.
this is hilarious. I mean, Ted, you are literally.
I got a
like,
backstory.
I
this.
mean, you're like.
Just so Mark
I mean,
asked. Mark asked me
I
because
can't believe you.
yeah. Mark asked me. He said, he goes, "Are you going to tell?" Because I texted these guys while I was sitting in the training today, and Mark said, "Are you going to tell the clown story?" He said, "I said, yeah." And he goes, "All right." He goes, "I've got something I want to say." He goes, "All I need you guys to do is not interrupt me." And Ted's like, "I'm not going to interrupt you," and I'm like, "Yeah, you know he's gonna." And then so Mark said it like 4 times. "Don't interrupt me. Just let me get it finished." So I said my thing. Mark said, "I'm going to talk about a contractor."
Oh,
He did it.
I missed the cue. Darn it! I thought it was.
Ted immediately
My bad.
interrupted you and probably gave away
You
the.
gave away the whole thing.
I owe you one.
Immediately.
I owe you.
Within us. I didn't even. I said contract tour, and you. Right. Was it John Wayne Gacy?
I forgot.
I can't
I
believe
owe you a drink, man. I'm sorry, man.
No.
I blew that one.
You
729 seconds into the
I
show.
messed up.
You
I messed
can't.
up.
Here's the problem. You can't plan anything unless you literally have a card that says you have to have the card that says "Shut the fuck up, Ted," and you have to hold it up in front of his face.
No, we don't.
And
Pete had it right. Pete, we need a dump button.
Just to
You just said a mute button.
No, the kill switch.
oh
That's
damn
what
it,
Ted-
you
that's
know what
what
you should have
Ted-
you should have reminded me. I would have just turned his. I would have just turned his mic down, but he still would have heard in the background. General Gacy.
I'm sorry.
And he would have ran to the other mic. He would have ran to your mic.
Yeah.
He goes, "Mark, excuse me,
No,
John
see,
Gacy."
I thought that wasn't coming for a while. I didn't realize that was so soon. That was so
He
soon.
literally said, "I'm going to say contractor," and then I was like,
when we're
and I-
talking about clowns.
yeah."
I'm sorry, man. I owe you a drink.
See, it's so, and again, people ask me, there's like
5 minutes ago.
like you guys plan all this stuff out. People send me stuff like you guys plan all this stuff out because you can't do it without planning this stuff out. And I'm like, I have things that I want to talk about, and then I said Mark has things he wants to talk about, but we try not to share too much. And I go, and then Ted just turns that into whatever he wants to talk about. So if we're talking about, like I said, if we're talking about shoes, Ted can absolutely turn into billboards. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, if we're talking about clowns, Ted can absolutely, positively turn into anything else. Yeah,
It's usually
amazing.
John Wayne Gacy, though.
Well, there's Bozo the clown.
Yeah, did he molest anybody? Did he?
Not to my knowledge, but I wasn't there.
Clearly, based on the training I went to, he could have.
You know, my friend Chuck grew up. He lived on the same block as Cookie.
Cookie the clown.
Cookie the clown lived on his block.
So did Cookie have to knock on the doors and like, I'm a clown, aka convicted child molester? Yeah,
I think Bozo's a Chicago thing. I mean, like nobody
yeah.
knows.
Bozo the clown is just
It's
Chicago.
off the air now. Yeah, wasn't there like a 7-year waiting list to get on that show?
It was long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and here's why I know this. When I was talking to the chick from the Museum of Broadcast Communications, she said she was from Cleveland, and they had a Bozo type show. I think every
They
town
may have had WGN there though.
No. She did
Okay.
not. Because she knew who they were. She knew
Okay.
who Bozo was. So I think every town at that time had some sort of like kids morning show. Ray
But remember
Rayner,
they did.
Bozo
They came out with a
Circus.
there was a cartoon as well.
Oh yeah, there
was. A Bozo and Cookie cartoon, and yeah.
Ted, you can talk now.
And then there was,
Oh my
and then
God.
don't forget, there's Krusty the clown from The Simpsons, and he was kind of like a little edgier version of a clown. Remember
Yes.
Krusty
You
the
know
Clown?
what? It's weird because at some point, and
That's
I
good.
don't know if it was the John Wayne Gacy thing, but at some point, clowns became like a derisive, bad, like unpopular thing, and I don't know when that time came.
Yeah.
But when we were kids, clowns were cool. Clowns were fine, and then they
Yeah.
just got weird and weird.
Well, a lot of these like Rob Zombie movies have clowns. I think there's like a serial killer movie called Art the Clown, where this guy who's obviously mentally deranged is like walking around in public, like he's obviously like a very sinister looking character, and of course people are like ignoring him. you know?
There's several of them. One of the best ones, one of the coolest ones, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh my god,
That was
dude.
fucking awesome, dude.
That and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Those they came out around the same time. Very campy.
Tomatoes are different than clowns, though, because tomatoes technically are a fruit, and clowns are people.
right, but if they're same sex molesters, then they could be. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, all right. This is the Real Three Idiots podcast, and happy National Strawberry Parfait Day. Ever had a strawberry parfait?
No.
It's been a while. Yeah,
I
It's been a long
like
time.
the peanut butter parfaits at
DQ?
Dairy Queen,
Yeah,
yeah.
DQ.
Oh
yeah.
man! So I did not know this. A
we have one
parfait.
about a year, one every year.
Yeah, parfait is frozen custard or ice cream, fresh fruit, aka strawberries in this case, and whipped cream. Yeah,
Good
Whipped
stuff.
cream
Good
or
stuff.
whipped. You're saying whip?
Yeah.
Cool whip. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. So yeah, I did not realize. You know, I don't think I've had any kind of like I used to have strawberry sundaes, but honestly, in the last 20 years, I think all I've had is just ice cream.
Yeah, like a hot fudge. Like the last time I had like a hot fudge sundae with like a warm
Forever
brownie.
ago.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when I was like a kid. You know.
Yeah.
I mean,
Actually, you know what? I
stuff.
actually like gelato better than I like ice cream.
yeah, gelato is good.
I just if that's
I
my
like them
go-to.
both, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if I'm gonna have like something sweet,
Yeah.
I'd rather.
Well,
have
gelato is
gelato.
actually not that sweet, which is good because it's just enough. You know, it's just that ice cream flavor, but it's not overpowering. You know, like 10,000 calories. So
Yeah. Oh, here, you know what? This is kind of funny. Talking about ice cream, there's a woman in New York. Before we get to your tips, Teddy, or your tall tales, a woman in New York is suing Cold Stone Creamery.
yeah, I've been to Cold Stone. That's a good place. It's been
No,
years.
no,
yeah.
she doesn't like it because
yeah.
she got pistachio ice cream, and she's got it for a long time. Then she was outraged when she got on the website. She searched it and found out there was no pistachios in the pistachio ice cream.
What?
Yes, it's just pistachio flavored.
Yeah, but when you get it in the store, there's actually pistachios in it, right?
No, not a no. There's no pistachio. I guess you could maybe.
Well, you
get
buy. I mean,
pistachios.
you've had it before. Pistachio ice cream, right?
I've had pistachio. Yeah, I've had pistachio ice cream.
Without the actual pistachios in it. Yeah, but it's just a flavor. It's like a green flavor.
Yeah,
It's not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at Cold Stone they don't actually have pistachios in there. Okay, and then now rather
That's
than
grounds for a
right.
lawsuit.
And by the way, she's had it for a long time. So rather than just never eating it again, right? Because she's outraged. By the way, something that she's enjoyed for many years, which is weird to me. She's suing the company, and this is and the judge is letting this go through because she reasonably believed that the pistachio ice cream she purchased contained pistachios.
Another misled patron.
Yeah, even though all over their website it says that their pistachio ice cream does not contain any pistachios.
Wasn't there
at
some
all.
guy suing Taco Bell recently? It's the same thing, like whatever food ingredients they're using. But that's actually common across the board. There's always some like lone wolf lunatic out there
Yeah.
who files like a $20 million lawsuit against like Chick-fil-A or Wendy's,
Subway, because their
or-
foot long wasn't 12 inches.
Yeah, it was 11.5.
No, it was. Remember that guy?
Yeah. Well, the Taco Bell guy, that one actually went through because Taco Bell was calling their stuff they put in their tacos meat.
Yeah.
And technically, there wasn't enough of a percentage of
Right.
actual animal product in there
Oh, okay.
to be called meat.
Yeah.
So they had to change it to like filling.
Okay,
Taco filling.
filler, yeah.
Okay.
So.
All right. So now this chick, this is what she said. She would not have purchased the ice cream, or she would have paid significantly less for it if she knew there wasn't pistachios. Like, could you go into Taco Bell, right, and go, gosh, you know what? This isn't meaty enough. 50 cents.
Yeah.
What?
It's non-negotiable.
I'll just give you 50 cents. That's all. That's all I'm going to pay.
I'm
So
sorry, sir. I'm not authorized.
So here's what they should do. Here's the remedy. So basically, let's just say her ice cream she bought was say like $5 for whatever little scoop, and she thought she should have paid $3.50 or $3. Then the jury should award her the difference. So $2 times how many of the ice cream she ate over the course of time.
don't
so she'll
encourage
get
stupid
$150.
Yes, I agree with Ted. That's
well,
perfect.
So part of it was I looked through their website really quick just to see. They actually have a couple of flavors. They have Rocky Road.
Yeah.
So according to her, it would have to have rocks.
And a road.
Yeah, from a road.
Yeah.
It's made on the road.
Right. They have moose tracks. So it would have to have real moose.
Yeah.
Like it's just such a ridiculous thing. And here's the worst part about it. a judge who should have just said, when she brought this through, should have said, "Ma'am, there's something fucking wrong with you. If you don't like the food, do what everyone else does. Don't eat it. But I can't let you go through with this."
No, actually, what he could have done
he
instead of dismissing the case, he goes, "You can go through with the case, but if you lose, then you have to pay a Cold Stone Creamery's attorney's court costs personally." That's what actually should happen. There should be some. I think in Canada they do that. There's a penalty. Like if you file a frivolous lawsuit and you lose, you actually have to pay the other side's costs.
Oh, you know what? I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
So there's a risk reward. So here's what's going to happen. Even if she loses, it's still going to cost the company money. Not that they're poor or anything, but it's still going to cost them money and time to defend the case. Even if they get out of even if they win, they're probably going to spend at least $25,000, maybe $30,000 in legal costs to deal with this lunatic, and her attorney in court. So
No, is Stone Cold Creamery? Are they owned by Stone Cold Steve Austin?
because he said so. Stone Cold Austin.
Same, different.
I think it's different. Yeah. So.
And that was our dad joke of the day. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
No,
if it was, she wouldn't risk going to court with him because he'd kick the shit out of him.
He'd get The Rock. The Rock would come put the smackdown on her.
Is Stone Cold Steve Austin? Is he gone crazy? Is something weird come up with him where he's just like off the edge and he's like Ted Nugenting?
He's probably got CTE or something. Who knows? So
yeah, I don't know. I was looking at that. Okay, Teddy, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's time for Ted's Little White Lies. What do you like? What do you guys like better, Little White Lies or Ted's Tall Tales?
Ted's Tall Tales.
Ted's Tall Tales.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll stick with that.
Yeah.
All right.
I like the original one. Ted's a fucking liar.
Wow.
Ted's a fucking.
That's just so aggressive, Mark.
But you're not. You're not. That's why it's funny.
We just want to
No, he is a liar. He said he wouldn't talk when you asked him.
That's
to
not
just
a
let
lie.
him say
That's
one
not a
thing.
lie. That's
he just
Ted.
couldn't stop
That
himself.
was just stupidity.
I just got tedded.
That was just stupidity.
Oh, so it's time for Tedding. Ted's Tedding of Ted. Yeah. All right. The Real Three Idiots podcast does not condone lying of any kind unless it can be used to get you out of trouble or can be used to create wealth or fame. That seems right. Yeah, that seems right. Now, please enjoy this musical interlude.
Liar, liar, sweatpants on fire. Ted's lies are hotter than Lizzie McGuire. Ask a listener why they're sad. Ted's drinking Crown all night, that's bad. Can't do his tips, now he just lies. Come listen to him, he'll make you cry. Liar, liar, Ted's on fire. His lies are doper than Tobey Maguire. Keep on telling us them their lies. Still tipping listeners on the side. Ted can't hurt you, so do what you do. Make a little effort and just get by with Ted's lies.
Oh man, I like that. You know what? Now I can scream out. So it's if he's lying, I can scream out Ted's a fucking liar anywhere we go, right? Like if we're in the bar tonight,
everyone's eyes will pop,
yeah,
widen up, and ears will pop up, and oh my God, he's here.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's Ted. That's the real Ted. Hold on. Tell him not to do something and watch him do it.
Right. See, well, you just made the assumption that people actually give a shit about what we do. See, that's where you're wrong,
Ted.
That's where you failed.
A lot of people. I am literally amazed. Every new country that pops up. Have we had people from the Philippines before? I saw that. Is that?
Are we in the Philippines now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. People in the Philippines are listening to this show. I don't understand it at all.
And neither do they.
Well, they speak,
and Australia loves you.
Well, they speak English there in the Philippines. That's like they're.
Oh, that English. Makes more sense now.
Yeah.
No, actually, it would make more sense if they didn't and liked the show.
Yeah. Yeah. So
we need a listener to send us some of that Lamanuk.
What's Lamanuk?
What's Lamanuk?
Yeah, it's a Filipino wine, like a rice wine.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's fucking good.
Oh, I never.
It's actually.
I never heard of that.
You either enjoy it or you absolutely despise and hate it, and you can't do it.
So Japan has sake,
right?
And Korea has soju, and then there's Philippines has
Lamanuk.
Lamanuk, okay.
Ooh,
okay.
My friend Vince his parents are from the Philippines, and they live there like off and on.
Okay.
So whenever his dad came back, he would bring back a couple bottles, and we'd all party.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, it was good.
So that was your 8th grade graduation?
It's not. You know what? It's not. And the funny thing is, it's none of the girls would drink it. We just just do shots of it. But I don't think it has a high alcohol content. I think it is more like sake.
Sake and soju is like 23%.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's not like 40%.
Yeah, it's just like a little sipping thing, right? You don't really get.
Yeah.
You can have a lot. You can have it during a course of time and not
Right.
get too.
But I think there's this aura about it because he brings it back and it looks like it's moonshine.
Yeah.
And they call it like, oh, it's first time he introduced it's like a Filipino moonshine. You know,
Yeah.
we make it back at home.
But it's wine. It's like a wine.
It's kind of I think that's what it is. I can't remember. I thought it was like a rice wine.
Ooh, maybe somebody will let us know.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Okay,
Google
so
that.
Teddy, once again, you are going to help somebody out. I'm sorry, listeners. I know I'm getting stuff, but I feel like Ted's lies really need to, or Ted's tall tales really need to help somebody special. Okay, so last week you helped Mary Morrissey, and hopefully she'll come clean, or she'll lie. She'll say she's coming clean, and she'll use your lie. But you get to help somebody else who's just is in the news. Everybody probably seen the story. Remember that woman who faked her own kidnapping?
Yeah.
She just got out of jail.
Okay, so what was her name again? Sherry
Pippin?
Papani or something?
Yeah, Papini or
out of
something like that.
California. Yeah, out of California. Yeah.
So in case you don't know the story, a while back, she had a husband and a couple kids, and she said she was kidnapped. And for 6 months.
Yeah, she disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was gone. I can't remember the whole story, but she was gone like a long time.
So she was gone for 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. She came back, and she literally beat the shit out of herself. She cut herself. She actually messed herself up so that when she came back after 6 months, she told everybody that she was kidnapped. Okay.
Did she say who kidnapped her?
She said 2 Mexican guys. Okay. Those are the same 2 guys, by the way, that killed Jean-Benet Ramsey.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
did you ever
the
see
same-
South Park?
It's the same 2 guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
South Park did a great episode where, because he said it was because the Ramses, they had all the people who've obviously done something wrong. They said 2 Mexican guys did everything. Okay, so she came back. They gave her like free $30,000 worth of victim services things and all these things, and it turns out that she spent that 6 months at an old boyfriend's house. Okay,
Down the street.
she was away. She was in another state,
Yeah.
right? And he came and picked her up. Then when it came time for her to come back, all messed up, he drove her back and everything. And finally, she got busted.
Yeah.
And she owes. She went to prison, came back, got out. Her husband now is doing a Netflix show. He's part of a Netflix story.
I think he divorced her.
He
Yeah.
divorced her.
Yeah.
He's doing a little Netflix story.
Yeah, I saw a preview of that. He's accusing her of like feeding her kids rubbing alcohol or something.
You know what?
To like make them sick or yeah. she's
Yeah.
Oh, to
obviously-
make them sick. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
getting out there now.
Yeah.
Okay, it's getting out there. So to this day, even though they proved all this stuff, she has never admitted it. And the most important part, Teddy, is she has never once said why she did it. And I think it's because she can't think of a good reason why she did it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do everything I can because I haven't yet found any email for her, okay? But I will put it out on social media as much as I can, directed directly at her. I'll put it out there every day, a link to the show with her name on it. She needs a lie, and you need to come up with the perfect lie of why she would fake her own kidnapping for 6 months, then beat the shit out of herself. I mean, it was
the
pretty,
best part.
Yeah. And then go through the whole thing and go. She had a trial. She still wouldn't admit it. She had a trial.
Isn't it like that Juicy Smollett guy? I mean,
Yeah.
like he's like mocked, like even like Dave Chappelle like mocks the guy because it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
He's going to Subway 2 a.m.
It's
In the middle of
25 below
January.
zero.
Yeah, and 2 guys in MAGA hats
Right.
put a noose around his
Yeah.
neck. and, you know,
But don't worry about him. He doesn't need a lie yet. And by the way, I think Teddy, I know what we're going to do next week. Thank you very much. But
Yeah.
this woman needs a lie so that she can just be done with it because she still hasn't admitted it. She still hasn't done anything. She needs a lie. Teddy, give her a lie.
Just real quick, back, how much prison time? So she got convicted.
I think 2 years,
Yeah.
like 2 or two
I
and a
don't
half
know.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah, two,
and that was
two
for
and a
like
half years,
obviously
something like
lying to the police. Obviously,
So false
Falsifying
reports,
police
the whole
report,
thing.
yeah.
They got her. Like I said, she had to pay back. She's with all the services and everything.
how much
they
money
did
did
for
they
her,
spend to look for her?
$300,000.
Yeah.
300. So she's on the hook.
Yeah.
For
And it cost
300
and it
G's.
probably cost $2 million to keep her in prison.
It probably costs at least that much.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. All right. So Teddy, give her a good lie.
well, that's a tough. Obviously, the reason, the real reason why she probably disappeared because she just wanted to just hook up with the old boyfriend, and maybe she was going to run off with the guy, and then something happened, and then she had a change of heart and went back to the husband. And actually, that's not uncommon with some women. So a little background story within the background story. So it's not gender specific, but some women, what they'll do is, they'll be married and they'll be like, this guy's a safe guy, he's a safe play, but he's kind of like the placeholder. He's just there. He's the conservative guy. But then they got the old boyfriend or the stash guy that he's like Mr. Excitement, and they broke it off a while ago. But then they reconnect at some point. So then she'll keep the safe guy, as if nothing's going on,
and then just fake her own kidnapping and spend 6 months with the other guy.
But then be cultivating a relationship with the stash guy, and then like. If the coast is clear or if she gets the green light signal, she'll go off with the stash guy. So what probably happened was she went off with the stash guy, and then instead of it just working out, it didn't work out. So that's why she just went back to the husband because he's the safe play, right? She's got the kids with the husband, right?
Okay.
So that's my.
And then instead of coming clean, she went overboard with the kidnapping.
Obviously,
story.
she went off the reservation.
But now, Ted, she needs to come clean. She needs. Look, they're going to put the story out. Everybody's going to see it on Netflix.
I don't think this is going to happen.
Yeah. So she needs to come out and get ahead of this with a good, plausible lie.
Okay.
Help her to lie, Ted.
I'm gonna go back to my old safe play of.
If you just say she's got a mental disease, we're never gonna do this fucking bit again.
Okay, so but here's what this is the only thing I can. Number one, I didn't think about this all day, because it's
golden
not that important
shower.
to me. Yeah, no golden shower. So here's what happens. She has a relative in her past that it can't be verified, but that relative was a victim of a kidnapping. And that person was never found again. So she's been traumatized ever since. So what she was doing, she was running a reverse sting where she was going to fake her own kidnapping just to gauge the police response time to make sure that they were, that they were on their toes and they could recover her. So that was like a deep-seated psychological need to get rescued. It's like the movie Taken, except there's no Liam Neeson, So she has a relative in her past that she's not going to identify.
How about just a friend?
A friend,
because a relative, they're going to be able to track
friend,
that down.
Yeah, friend got kidnapped as a kid on the milk carton, never seen again. Let's say she was playing with the friend when she was like 9 years old. Stranger danger comes by in the old Ford Crown Victoria or whatever they're driving back in the day.
What cars do clowns drive?
Exactly. Yeah. Ford Fairmont, or the Pinto, whatever. Whatever the car of the day was back in the 70s. Gets in the car with stranger danger, is never seen again. She's traumatized now. So when she grows up, she feels the need that she wants to put herself in her friend's shoes to see what that was like, but she wants to gauge police response time. So it's almost like a reverse sting. So
her overwhelming sympathy for her friend.
For a friend, yeah, who was never recovered, unfortunately. So what she's going to do is she's going to fake her. She's going to. I faked my own kidnapping, but this is why I did it. I didn't do it to bang my old boyfriend, because that would be too crass. What I really did, I was doing it in the memory of my long departed friend, who, of course, is unverifiable. So I was just running reverse sting to see what the police response time was, and yes, they did recover me. So thank you for that. And now I ask for the public's apology. So it's a tough one.
I thought you were going to go with B.
Golden
that's
shower?
your A. No,
golden shower?
That's your C.
the flange.
That's your C. Yeah. C for go to.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were going to say, she's a bad mother. From all accounts of whatever ex-husband's saying, she's a pretty bad mom.
There's two sides. Remember, he's going to tell all these stories about her on this Netflix thing, but he's an angry dude because his wife spent 6 months getting banged by her old boyfriend.
Well,
then faked all this stuff.
He said that she used to tell the kids all the time, "You're going to regret that one day when I'm not around. One day I'm going to get kidnapped, and you're going to be sad, and you're going to and when that day comes, you're going to really regret what you're doing to me right now."
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she did this to call him out.
Okay.
So
it's a attention-seeking ploy.
She did this whole thing.
Yeah.
So no, this is her lie, Ted.
That's her lie.
This
gotcha.
is her lie.
Ah, okay.
It's like I did it to teach my kids a lesson.
Oh, that's a good one, actually.
And at any point they can be taken, and they need to be
no. At any point I could be taken, and you're going to miss me. So
holy shit,
she did it to teach them a lesson.
Yeah, like I miss.
Don't take
your
for
mother.
granted,
yeah.
or be careful what you wish for. When you say, "I hate you, Mom," and "I wish you would go away, Mom," and "I wish you were kidnapped and got your ass kicked," and she called them out. Maybe someday it will, and it's going to be your fault.
Yeah,
it's going to be wishful thinking on your part.
That's a good one.
And then she did it just to teach her kids a lesson.
Yeah, 6-month lesson.
Oh man, one day a clown will one day.
And the prison part is to teach her husband a lesson.
Yeah. Here's the
wow. You know what? She's teaching.
She's teaching
a lot of life lessons.
I went to prison so I can bring back the prison sex for you, and now you divorce me, and you divorce me.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, I hate to sound crass. Here's the bottom line. I saw a picture of her. She's like reasonably to some guy, she's a reasonably attractive woman. So here's what's going to happen. It doesn't really matter. She's going to find she's going to find another dude. No matter how much damaged good she is, there's going to be some dude like a revolving door. It's going to be some dude who looks kind of like her husband, except this guy's name is Brad. The husband's name was Chad.
Of course,
and he's just going to slide right in there. He's going, baby, it's okay.
Not like that. Just slide into the position of being her husband.
Ted, for all we know, she got married in prison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's a line of guys who want to marry women in prison.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that Susan Smith who drowned her 2 kids. I mean, she gets love letters by guys all over the country saying, "Hey, you'd be a great stepmom. You'd be a great they say you'd be a great stepmom. Yeah, you know why? Because the kids wouldn't be around much longer.
Good stepmom. Poor swim coach.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor swim coach. Oh my God. All right, you know what? I mean, here's the thing, and here's what I'll do. So she's got 2 options. I like the 2 options.
Yeah.
Okay. I will do everything I can to find her. Like I said, if I can find her email, I will send this to her. Okay. If I can't, I'll just post it online as often as I possibly can, so that she can see that there's some options there in case she wants to come clean and kind of get ahead of this, right? Because it's all going to be one-sided now. At this point, when the show's on, just like you said, it's going to be all one-sided. All you're going to hear is the dad, the husband.
That's all we're hearing now. Yeah, it's all his chirping.
Right. Yeah, and he's probably right. But here's, like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because even the most despicable of women, no matter what they do, I just hate to say it, there's always some dude who's just gonna come right up there, and he doesn't care. They don't care what their past is, and they're gonna accept them the way they are, and they're gonna take care of them. And it's almost like it's never even happened. Look at Casey Anthony. She killed her own kid. She got off the hook on it. But yeah, allegedly. But she's living a good life. Or a lot of women who do terrible things.
Wait, did she not go to prison?
No,
she got acquitted, and then she was banging her attorney.
That's a great motivator for him, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. This keeps happening as long as I get free. If I go to prison, you ain't getting.
Oh, and by the way, the same attorney is now defending the lady who, with the new husband, hired the hitman to kill the Microsoft executive husband with the tire in the road. So he's defending her.
Oh, she was hot. That's good.
Yeah,
good
she's
choice.
hot,
If he's gonna have sex with her too, that's a good.
Yeah.
This guy. I mean, no. If you can get paid and get laid, hold on.
That's his billboard slogan.
That's what I was just gonna say. That's a great billboard.
I'll defend you for sex.
Yeah. Right. Like a woman walks in and she goes, oh, I'll have sex with you to defend me. And he looks at her and she's not very attractive. He goes, no, you have to pay. Right. But then another woman walks in and she's like, ma'am, you're already free. Let me unzip my pants. Hold on, just 1 second. Let me get these pants off, and let's keep you out of jail. Yeah. Let's keep you out of jail immediately. Yeah.
Well, it's like the woman who's got like 5 husbands, and like all of them died under mysterious circumstances, but they got no trouble finding the next guy, right? Even like say you meet a woman, hey, what happened to your first? You were married 3 times. What happened to your first 3 husbands? Oh, the first one drowned in the bathtub. There was no water in it. The second one, the second one fell down the stairs.
Drew Peters.
4 times. And the 4th one, somehow he just ingested a whole bottle of antifreeze, a whole gallon of antifreeze. I don't know how he did it.
You guys have heard my soup joke, right? You guys know the soup joke. It's the same thing, right? The guy goes, I've been married 3 times. And a woman goes, really? He goes, yeah. My first wife, she died from eating poison soup. And the woman's like, what? He goes, yeah, my second wife, she died from eating poison soup. And then the woman goes, and your third wife did the same thing? She goes, no, she fell down the stairs. She wouldn't eat her fucking soup. All right, so let's dump this the other way.
Let's dump that joke.
That's okay. Hold on. I'm gonna hold on. Edit the shitty soup joke out. Okay, got it. Let's go the other way with a. I don't know if this is real or not, but this sounds pretty shitty, and it's a shitty dude thing. You guys all know Shannon Doherty from Charmed.
Yeah, she's wasn't she on Beverly Hills 90210?
Oh, that's it. Beverly Hills 90210. But I think she was on Charmed too. I never watched. I watched Charmed a little bit because Alyssa Milano.
I didn't watch either of those, but I know
did.
Who she is.
Is that like Tori Spelling, right?
Yeah,
back in the day.
All of them. Okay,
pretty people. Yeah.
So she's dying from cancer.
I heard that. Yeah,
she's literally dying.
Like terminal cancer.
Yeah, she has terminal cancer, and she's actually her and her husband are getting divorced.
Yeah.
Sweet guy. As soon as she got sick.
Wait, I thought sickness and in health till death do us part.
Well, he's going for the death part.
Not in Hollywood.
Okay. So here's the weird thing, right? She hasn't been able to work in a long time because she's been sick.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
And her and her husband are getting divorced. And here's what he's doing. Allegedly, according to her, he's literally prolonging he's doing everything he can. It's pretty ridiculous. I saw some of the things, and it does seem like it's unnecessary. But they're at the point now where he just has to give some files over about how much money he makes, and then so she can get her cut of his money. Okay, and she is alleging that he is prolonging this in the hopes that she dies before he has to pay her alimony.
Well, of course he is.
Yeah, I heard that. I did hear that. So.
Yeah. I mean, come on, man. Come on, she needs the money. She doesn't have any. She doesn't have any dough. She hasn't worked in a long time. She doesn't get residuals from her
she doesn't
shows.
get residuals from her.
I guess there's a certain amount of time. I guess it runs out or something, or just
know that,
whatever
yeah.
the deal was.
Okay, yeah.
She's not
Well,
getting.
I don't think those shows are on. So
No, there's
Oh,
not even
they've
reruns.
got to be. Everything is on. There is nothing that isn't on. There is no TV show, no series that was on for an extended period of time.
well, if it is, she would
that
be
you
getting
can't
residuals.
find.
Yeah, Beverly Hills
No, but she
90210 is
doesn't.
really
She
popular.
doesn't get residuals from this for
okay.
whatever the deals she signed or
Okay.
whatever the deal
Yeah.
was. Yeah, so she is alleging that he is literally prolonging this, hoping that she dies so he doesn't pay.
I didn't read the details, but yeah, I did read that. Yeah, I wonder if that's a legal strategy by his attorney, or he's just doing that to just be a jerk.
You know what? I tried to call his attorney, but he's always having sex, so I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah.
What'd you hear about this one too? I guess Billy Ray Cyrus, who's like 64 years old, married like a 37-year-old
Oh, I'm sick
fellow
with that.
singer,
That's
and
disgusting.
then like he, basically he's acting for a divorce within like 3 months or something, and he's accusing her of like abuse, and she's accusing him of stuff, and I'm just like, it's like Pamela Anderson getting married,
Wait,
right?
he's saying that she's beating him up?
Well, basically, yes. I don't know what it is, but something went south really bad. It's almost like an Amber Heard, Johnny Depp type thing. He's like 62.
Oh, she was taking a shit in the bed.
and she,
Yeah.
and
that's Hannah Montana's dad.
Yeah.
yeah, and she,
Miley Cyrus, yeah, she's a train wreck, isn't she?
And-
That's a
I
good.
love her, dude. I really do.
I listen. I appreciate where she went from like kid show to like wow, yeah, because she's out there. But yeah, that's
She went from kid show to everyone's seen her JJ.
yeah.
or like Lindsay Lohan. She's another one who started off kind of wholesome and just kind of like fell off the
Lindsay
cliff.
Lohan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I don't think you can be a kid actor and make a ton of dough and be part of that whole scene without being completely messed up. Because you're
Shirley
you're
Temple.
privy.
Shirley Temple.
Didn't she die of a drug overdose?
You're thinking of Judy Garland.
Yeah, but I think once you're in that scene and you're so young, and people just want to take, you're so easy to take advantage of. 'cause you're a kid.
Macaulay Culkin. He's kind of leading a normal life. He's like married. He's got a kid. He seems like
I thought he was a nut job.
I mean, he might be a nut
No,
job, but
he's
he's like
fine.
he's like normal. You know,
he just got his Walk of Fame star or whatever
Yeah.
it is.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But I think
See,
he's married, has a kid. Yeah, he seems like kind of normal. So
Oh,
I don't know
maybe he's the one. I thought he was married. I thought he was like 25 and married like a 60-year-old woman.
no.
That's not what. Really?
No, he's actually pretty well adjusted considering.
Yeah.
Wow. Then he's one of the few.
And he was a
because-
big child star. Obviously, Home Alone was like huge, iconic movie. And he was,
Oh, yeah.
how old was he in that movie? Like 9, 10? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Oh,
Like,
and he
I think
did,
did 3 of them.
Yeah.
What was the other one? Where he dies at the end?
What?
My Girl.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good. That's a good.
It's a
show.
really good movie.
That is a really good movie.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's in it.
I never saw the end. He died. Oh
No,
man.
man.
God.
Oh, and what's her name?
The Butler did it.
From Halloween. What the hell's her name?
Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yeah, she's in it. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. It's a great cast, great film.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. It's a good movie. It's a really good movie. Okay, so I read this thing and I told you guys I was going to do this. Ariana Grande, somebody asked her if she could have a dinner date, who she would want to have a dinner date with, and she said Jeffrey Dahmer.
He'd have her for dinner for sure.
Well, yeah.
Wait a minute.
This is real. This is
I know you sent the text to us last week, but I didn't
so the
think
deal
it was
is
real.
no, this is real.
This came out of her
So-
mouth, or she wrote this, or
No, she said this in some interview, but she said the reason why is she would want to ask him questions just about
cooking questions.
yeah, how do you get person out of your
Culinary-
teeth?
culinary
yeah,
question.
Yeah, what's it was
Cuisine.
Preserving meat.
Well, I'm assuming it instead of like light meat and dark meat on a light meat and dark meat on a chicken. I was thinking like torso.
Well, he
or
liked dark meat.
thorax.
He
or-
was a dark
yeah.
meat guy.
I mean, are you a head person or a foot person? Like what tastes best? How do you barbecue a leg? That kind of thing.
Before you go further with this,
God.
she has to regret saying that.
Well, you know what?
Was
Why?
there any back? Well,
Well, Jeffrey Dahmer's dead anyway, but yeah, it's just the principle of it.
I know,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Right, but I think the idea behind it was, and she kind of explained it, is that she would want to know, like, what the deal was. Like, how did you get into it? She had questions for him. That's why.
there's a
she didn't
couple
wanna
of
hang
movies
out
out.
with
Tell
him.
her to watch the fucking movie. There's a show. Just turn on
Well,
Showtime.
that's
Right,
like saying,
but-
that's like saying if you wanted to have dinner with like Adolf Hitler. I mean, you want to pick his brain, right? Just like, hey,
somebody
man, what,
did say that.
What happened? What
Multiple
happened?
people
What
said
happened?
that.
What
Multiple
happened?
people.
What
It's
happened to you,
horrible.
man? What happened
Yeah.
to you? I mean, because
I just think of all the people in the world.
I mean, Jesus
Well,
Christ.
here we go.
Stalin.
That's why I brought this up because, and I told you guys I was going to ask you this, and I hope you thought about it. Who would you, if you could have dinner with anybody, and then you could just, they'd answer all of your questions truthfully, anything you wanted, or basically, however you wanted the dinner date to go, okay, the dinner to go, that it would go like that. Who would you want to sit down with and pick their brain?
Well, it doesn't really matter who I'll tell you who I'll pick, but it doesn't really matter who I say because they're obviously so ensconced in their own belief system and level of craziness.
Well, choose someone who's not.
It doesn't. Well, obviously we're not going to pick someone who isn't because that wouldn't be.
Ted, you
that
don't
wouldn't
have to
be fun.
pick. You don't have to pick a serial killer.
No, I wouldn't.
Or Adolf Hitler. You can pick someone who didn't do terrible things, and you can just ask him about that stuff.
Yeah, I'd probably pick. Honestly, I'd probably pick Stalin or Mao Zedong, because they're obviously two of the biggest world leaders and mass murderers of in world history, and and the reason why, just because they obviously. Did you know Stalin was a choir boy as a kid? He was a normal choir boy, and he grew up in a small village, and
Was
then
he castrated?
and just something
What?
and then he
Used to
got
castrate choir boys.
no,
What? No, they did
no,
not.
no,
Yes, they did.
no, but not this.
In the 1900s, they castrated
No,
choir
not in the
boys.
1900s.
You're thinking
Maybe
you're thinking of eunuchs or something when.
Yeah, I think you're a little off on this one. I honestly don't
No,
think
I'm not. To keep their. Okay, whatever. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah, so so obviously he started off normal. I mean, but you can say that a lot about a lot of world leaders who went crazy, and just and obviously he was super paranoid later in his life, and he actually got poisoned by his own inner circle, right after World War II. That would be an interesting conversation because just to see, because it would be fascinating because he's just so ensconced in his own, world of lunacy. It would be interesting. Yeah, I mean we could pick Willie Mays, right, or the best, Babe Ruth or
Can't
something.
pick Willie Mays. No.
Yeah, I
He
mean,
don't.
yeah, well, we can't pick.
So
But this is
Stalin.
world history. This is world history.
Right.
So who would you pick?
No. I'll go last, Mark.
Yeah, who would you pick?
No,
He's going
I'm
last.
going last.
I'm afraid to say who I would pick.
Why?
I don't know because people are so
'Cause they're not- they're-
judgmental.
well, because
and
they're
it's
not-
so cliche too. But
This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah, this is
Here, I know it is, but out there, it ain't.
So what?
Tough out there, man.
Well,
well-
mine is very cliche-ish because it's like everyone says the same thing. But I would probably want to sit down with Barack Obama.
Ooh, the first black president.
Well,
No, the
I didn't-
concept.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah.
Yeah. No, that's.
I mean, I'm not stupid, but I wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's. I mean, what's wrong with that?
No, I think he's really interesting because but despite what everybody says, I read his book and I know a lot about him, and he's basically kind of a Chicago guy, right?
Yeah.
Has a home here, but I think what comes across to me more than any president in my lifetime is that he seems more grounded and more normal. I mean, he's I don't know. He just seemed like you could have a normal conversation with him,
Sure.
and he
He doesn't seem there's a lot of pretense.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anyway, and he's really intelligent, but that's who I would pick right now.
Okay, so and only because
Either him or Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
Yes.
Or Jim Henson, or who was
Jim
the-
Henson.
Well, Jim
was a
Henson
great-
would be there.
Yeah.
Because he'd have his hand up Kermit's ass. But yeah, I mean, you'd literally be talking to Jim Henson, but he'd be using Kermit's voice, which would be really cool. That'd be so great if you have a conversation with someone and they had a puppet the entire time, and they
Yeah.
played it off, and you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck?
or
Yeah.
like a character actor, a guy someone like a Daniel Day-Lewis in character. He's sitting there as he's, or who ever played Oppenheimer. Like they're in full character.
Ooh, I've almost seen all of that.
Yeah.
It's very long.
Yeah.
So who would you have dinner with, Matt?
So this is going to be, you were talking about being judged, right? But only because it's so relevant now. And here's what I'm assuming, that I get to ask questions and they have to really answer everything. Is that, I mean, that seems like that would be part of, I think that was Ariana Grande's thing, is like she would get truthful answers about the questions she had. So if I had to pick, and believe me, one of my favorite people in the world is George Washington. I still say to this day, if any other person was first president of the United States, we'd be in a very different place right now, because he had opportunities to literally turn himself into a monarch. He had opportunities to set precedents that would have really fucked up this country.
I'm kind of infatuated by him too.
Historically,
Historically speaking, when you
yeah.
now more than ever we learn about the different heroes. This day and age we know more about them than we ever did, right?
Yeah.
Right. I honestly, I think there's like 300 books written about him.
Yeah.
At least, right? But if I had to, and if I could get truthful answers, and I could sit down and ask any questions, and say I had 3 hours to ask questions, I would want to sit down with Donald Trump,
I knew you were going to say that.
because
He's a moron.
I get it. Listen, I get it. I mean, yeah. Last week he said that that Joan Rivers voted for him in the 2016 election. He said that last week.
I know. I saw.
Okay, she was dead 2 years before the election even occurred.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that, but The reason
But there was a Joan Rivers that voted for him.
yeah, that's
it
what he's
was-
talking about.
yeah.
Joan Rivers from
The
Detroit,
Jones-
Michigan.
Detroit,
It's kind of a
Michigan,
common
Joan
name,
Rivers.
So
Yeah,
so.
yeah. It's probably like 9 people named Joan Rivers, so he's probably technically totally right. But if I could get real answers, like real answers to real questions, and I had a few hours to just keep going,
I think you would be disappointed. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I
I'll let
do.
you finish, but I think you're going to be disappointed.
I do. But I want the motivation of someone that I consider one of the greatest liars and just storytellers, and just somebody who's just able to just make up, just say willing to say anything at any time about anything and about anyone, and just do it. And if I could get real answers, he wouldn't do any of that stuff. It would have to be. It would all be real. I'd be like, hey man, when you did this, like, why did you do the fake election thing? Well, you know what? I want to hear him say it. Honestly, I thought I could win. Like I have so many stupid people that will just
I
believe
love it.
anything I say, all that kind of stuff. So that would be the thing that would. I mean, and there's so many other people, but just to get into the head of the person who literally, in a few months, could be the president of the United States again.
Here's another funny thing. So just real quick on a side topic to Donald Trump, which would be an interesting conversation. I guess there's a famous psychologist out of Canada. His name is like Jordan Peterson. I guess he's written a lot of stuff, and he has his own, hate mail club too. But he actually wrote a thing about Donald Trump, and he goes, he still can't figure out why there's such a visceral reaction to him, like why people just like either love him or hate him so much. Because when you think about it, okay, let's say he says off the cuff stuff. It's weird, but he just invokes such a visceral hatred from just certain people that's never been seen before. And
Are you fucking with me right now? Are you saying you don't understand it?
when you look at it objectively, it kind of doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. He
Why
said
people don't like him?
No, I mean it's not don't like him. They despise him. I mean they literally physically, like if you watch the View or something or some of those liberal shows, they literally cringe when they talk about him. But when you think about it, it's good for their ratings, right? Because the more they mention his name, right, there won't be a day. Trust me, there will not be a day that goes by when the people who purport to hate Donald Trump will mention his name multiple times a day, every day, all day long. And that's actually good for the show. Jimmy Kimmel, right? He's a late night talk show host. That's all. I mean, every time I see something on Yahoo News, Jimmy Kimmel is saying something bad about Donald Trump. That's like his number one thing, and it's good for Jimmy Kimmel, right?
Okay,
Howard Stern.
And every time you do this, I have
I'm not taking his side.
No, you do.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Tell me something positive about Donald Trump. Tell me something that he's done that's positive and it has.
No, don't do that. So let's just move on.
All right.
But I do want to say one thing because Ted and I talked.
The economy was better 4 years ago.
Fuck you.
Inflation was less.
You are so full of shit.
Inflation was less.
You are.
The economy wasn't.
Well, I'm saying the prices of everything was a little bit less 4 years ago.
Well,
that's subjective.
That's
subjective.
That's called life.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably. But that's unfortunately that's how they measure elections. Were you better off 4 years
hold on.
ago?
It was better. It was better during Obama.
Nobody was better off 4 years ago. We were in a pandemic.
Yeah.
I mean, 4 years ago, nobody was better off than they are now.
Did you know Joe Biden's been in politics for 52 years?
Stop it. See, this is the weird thing when we talk about Trump. They always go to Biden. I don't like Biden either. I don't like. What I'm saying is.
I don't like either
what
one.
I'm saying is.
I don't like either one.
There's not a lot of positive things. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But there is a positive thing. He tells funny stories.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about the story about the boatyard. The boatyard story has been telling like 100 times.
I haven't heard this.
He always talks about how, like, if you elect a Democrat or a liberal to office, they're going to take away all the things you like motorized boats. They're going to make them all electric. And he's got this thing. He's got this thing about electric boats, battery operated boats, as if boats aren't 90%, operated by a battery as is. And so he said that there's this boatyard in South Carolina, and it's a family-owned boatyard, and they make boats. So there's a boatyard they make boats in. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So they make boats in this boatyard, and he said, "Well, how are things going?" And he said, "Well, sir, they're not going really well." Well, why is that? They're trying to make me make all the boats electric. They want me to make all electric boats.
And who's they?
Yeah, exactly. They want to make all. They're trying to make me make electric boats. And he's like, well, why is that bad? He's like, well, sir, they're boats and electricity and they're in the water. Like, he doesn't understand that. And then he said, well, let me ask you a question. What if this boat sank? Because the battery's so heavy and then, something went wrong and now the boat's sinking. He's like, am I going to get electrocuted from this battery? And there's a shark over there. And if I swim, he's like, this whole thing. And
Sharknado?
And it's like, what the fuck's going on here? And he's just going on and on. He's so worried about being electrocuted by a battery that gets wet. I'm like, what is going on here?
I think that's just the first thing that pops into it.
You have to be a moron to not understand that.
I think that's that's just the first thing that pops into his head, and so he says it. And
But
that's,
what's great
that's why
about
I
the
want to have
story,
dinner with
I
him.
want to know where that boatyard is and who that family, who the owner of boatyard that told him that they are trying to make me. They want me to make all these boats electric.
Yeah.
Find out who they are.
You're right.
Yeah.
Who are they and who's this guy and where's this boatyard?
See, that's why I want to have dinner with him. I want to know, like when you made up the boat story, right? I go. Why'd you pick South Carolina? It's the only state I could think of.
Or the Marine.
It was the only state I could think of.
The Marine that he met that cried, sir. They all call him sir. That's why he's so. The stories are amazing. Yeah. They're absolutely amazing.
But here's the funny thing. I mean, like I said, whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump, there is a good chance he might be the president in November. I'm just saying that, So don't.
I don't think it's 50-50, but I think it's about 55-45.
I will make a prediction on this though, and this is coming up on Thursday. Yeah. I think he's going to back out of the debate.
Trump?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got no reason to debate.
Yeah. Well, he's committed to it.
But
he's been talking about
whatever.
it.
Well,
they're
saying,
going to back out.
They're saying strategically the reason they're holding the debate so early, and this is actually before they're actually picking the nominee, is that if one of them screws up, and they're obviously pointing more toward Biden being the gaffe machine that he is, people are going to long forget about it before the election. So it's strategic that they're having the debate next week versus later on in the election cycle. So just FYI.
Well, I think the two things. I think he's going to back out of the debate, Trump, and I also think there's going to be another candidate that comes up, and one of those two, either one of those two or both those two, are not going to be on the ticket in November. I still think there's time for somebody to come up. And that's I said that last year, and I'm on the record on the air saying that. I think somebody else is.
You're talking about on the Democratic side?
On either side,
yeah,
probably both.
Yeah.
I could
probably
see either
a Republican,
one of them.
and I don't care who they nominate to be their candidate for president. I think there's going to be somebody else come along,
dude. If something happened and Trump wasn't the candidate, there would literally. You talk about a feeding frenzy. There would probably be. They would probably.
It's not going to be anybody.
They would
it's
put
not going to be any
people
of
up
these
there.
morons, though.
I mean, who?
Nikki Haley.
I don't know. It's somebody that's not there right now.
No, Nikki Haley is probably.
No, I'm talking about somebody that's not there right now. Somebody.
Just some random dude.
No, not a random dude. Somebody that's there, but that's not like you can't rattle them off in 5 seconds. Not an MTG, not a Haley.
Come on.
Gavin Newsom. They're talking about Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, who's he's a snake oil salesman too. And they're talking about this. If something happens to Biden, they're going to nominate Michelle Obama. Yeah, good luck.
They're not.
Good luck.
That's,
of course.
She would never do it.
I know, but I'm saying good luck with that. That's like saying Oprah running for
that's
president.
Fake news. Absolute bullshit.
Or just something like that.
Not real. Just random things. It's just random things said by people so they can talk about it. It's
I'm getting a signal from Jimmy. We got to get off politics now.
Yeah. It's like I was watching. The sports. I'm at the gym today, and I'm watching ESPN, and I can't believe that ESPN has all these talk shows on, and they just. How can you randomly talk about basketball or hockey or all these things every single day?
And it's often recycled.
Multiple times a day.
It's exactly the same thing. They're talking about the same thing.
It's the sports
they show the same,
and politics.
the same highlight play. Every time.
Sports, politics. It's all exactly the same thing. It's just random talking so that you can make sure that this guy gets his point heard really loud.
It's opinions too. Yeah,
it's all just opinions.
It's all everything's opinion journalism these days. Everything's opinion journalism.
This guy's going to be. Here's one guarantee I'm going to make. This guy's going to be traded to that team, right? And here's one. This guy's going to be elected to that. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And now, speaking of elections, and before we do it, Lauren Boebert is running for the Colorado 4th congressional district, and the person she's running against, I'm just not gonna throw any names out there to help him out, but he made, and I can't because I didn't write his name down, so I kind of fucked that up. But he made a commercial.
Why wouldn't you want to help him out?
I do. I just didn't write his name down.
Okay.
I lied. I tedded. Sorry. He made a commercial for his campaign. You ready? It's a commercial. It's shot. He's in the exact theater, in the exact seat that Lauren Boebert jerked allegedly in all videos.
The Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Put her hand down his pants.
Wait, so he was in the seat that the guy got jerked off in, or the one that
her seat.
Oh, or
the jerking seat.
That's good.
She sat in the jerking seat, not the jerk. Wait, she the jerky or
she's the jerker? She's the jerker.
Jerker. Yeah.
He was jerking her off.
No, she was jerking him off.
Yeah. She was vaping too.
Yeah. So he literally.
She likes a good vape after a hand job.
Yeah.
During apparently.
He sits in the seat and it's kind of shot at an up angle, and he goes through and he obviously disparages her and everything like this, but he says, he goes, I'm sitting in the exact theater that an exact seat that Lauren Boebert sat in before she got kicked out.
And arrested.
And ready? Yeah. Before she got kicked out and arrested and ready and everything else she did, right? Because we all know everything she did, right? Yeah, we all know everything she did, and then she dropped the "Do you know who I am?" bomb, which honestly, at some point, there's one reason I want this show to be super successful because I want to get completely fucked up in public, and when the cops come to get me, I just want to I'm like, no, honestly, do you know who I am?
They didn't know.
I do not know.
They didn't know who Justin Timberlake was when they took his ass away.
How do you not know Justin Timberlake?
You know, honestly, I when I saw his mugshot, I wouldn't recognize him either. I mean, he just looks like an average
The
dude.
fucking guy brought sexy back, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying if he walked like
He put his dick in a box, Ted,
I would not recognize the
and
guy.
gave it to his girlfriend as a gift.
I would not recognize the guy. So.
He followed rule number 1. First, you get a box. 2, you cut a hole in the box. 3, put your dick in that
Sounds
box.
like a glory hole.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, he literally in a song gave every man in the world the exact directions of how to give your girlfriend or boyfriend, whoever, the perfect gift. Yeah.
Yourself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. A dick in the box. Yeah.
man.
But so this guy, and I saw the commercial, and it's hilarious. Dude.
That is fun. That sounds funny.
I'm gonna look it up on YouTube later.
It is really, really funny. And here's what I was hoping he was going to say at the end. And he goes, and I was hoping he's just going to hold up his hands and go, and see, my hands are right here. Everything's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. But it was really funny.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, it's
that's
crazy.
kind of edgy. I mean, that's a really good passive way to kind of like stick it to her. Pardon the pun.
But I think it's funny he thinks that's what's going to win him the election.
Well,
bringing that up.
You know,
and all the things that she hasn't done.
It's all about character. I mean, usually people
But everybody
vote.
knows she did that. And everybody knows she literally, and by the way, she went across the state. So she knew she couldn't win in that state. She
changed districts.
She changed districts.
Yeah, because she knew
it's
she couldn't win
basically
in her
across the entire state to take up a seat that a guy was retiring.
But you have to understand that the people voting for her don't care about those things. Those things don't matter to them.
Yeah.
What matters to them are the words that come out of her mouth that they want to hear. So she's going to say what they want to hear to get elected every time, and it's going to work. What he needs to point out is what she hasn't done, not what she's done. Because what she's done, they love. And they make a martyr out of these people. Like,
That's true.
So what?
Yeah.
I vaped in the theater too, or everybody does that, or they normalize everything, but they won't say, what has she done for her constituents?
Right. If a guy takes you to a theater, you have to jerk him off. Yeah. Of course you do. He paid for the tickets.
Especially if he's by himself.
Well, look at Trump. I won't bring it up again, but look at Trump. He got convicted of 34 felonies, which a lot of people think was a politically motivated sham trial, and his I guess his popularity among black voters has gone up from say 7% from the last election cycle to 20%.
I don't believe
that's coming from CNN. That's coming from CNN.
But
those are national polls.
Okay, so no one has ever polled me.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't believe
I
don't believe that in general black people are going, "Hey man, I'm going to vote for this lying racist piece of shit who clearly hates my guts. He clearly has no value, no interest in me whatsoever." All of a sudden,
he actually pardoned a lot of African Americans when he was president right before he left. So,
a lot?
Yeah.
Well, like 50, 1,000?
I don't know.
200?
He pardoned quite a few. Plus, he pardoned Rod Blagojevich, our former governor, if you recall that.
He ain't black, Ted.
I know.
Okay, I just wanted you to know that.
But the man was keeping him down.
His hair's not black either anymore.
No, not anymore. After the dye wore out, his hair it's like white now.
You can't have dye in prison?
No, you have to have your natural color. So.
Oh man, that's kind of that is very kind of scary. Okay,
he would come on the show, by the way.
Rod Blagojevich.
Yes,
I'd get Rod Blagojevich.
I'll tell you right now.
He's a character. He's a character.
Yeah, I grew up in the neighborhood. I mean, I know.
Where's he from? Like Ravenswood?
Well, his father-in-law and Debbie is
Dick Mell.
Yeah,
Dick.
He was my alderman.
So, cool, yeah. and I don't have the list in front of me, but I'm getting pretty constant people who want. People are suggesting people that we can get on the show.
Yeah.
He'll come on.
I made the list.
Get Rod Blagojevich, man.
He might actually
come on.
Yeah, he'd get on.
Somewhere, I damn it. I brought the list with because it was a thing where it's like now I've got like 20 things, and I wrote all the names down somewhere, and I'll be damned. It's probably on the back of one of these.
I wrote something down too here.
You're probably sitting on it.
But I wrote down all these names because I wanted to bring it up because people are constantly saying, "Oh, you got to get this guy on, you got to get this woman on, you got to get this person on," and damn it, I can't believe we brought it up and I had the perfect opportunity. But one of the people was they want Obama to come on. They're like, have you followed up? Because I haven't gotten a no yet. I haven't gotten a no from Barack Obama yet.
He won't come on.
Yeah.
How do you know? You want to have dinner with him? That's worth some brownie points.
There's a lot of podcasts out there. Conan O'Brien just started a whole new company now.
Yeah,
Ted Danson and Woody Harrelson have a podcast now.
Come on,
it's crazy.
What are they going to
It's
talk
insane.
about?
So Conan, he has a studio like in West Hollywood or somewhere in L.A.
Yeah.
And so now he does his show there, and he's like executive producing and has a studio, and like Ted Danson has his podcast, and Woody Harrelson's on it like every other one now. Once a week they got an episode come out, and there's like other podcasts that are being done in there, and like Matt Gurley's producing them all, and it's like they're churning these celebrities it's unbelievable. Everybody has a podcast.
Yeah, but I'm listening to these things, and it's the same
They're
thing.
good.
All they talk
Some
about,
of them are pretty good.
But they talk about acting, and they talk about their friends, and they have
and the bubble that they live in.
Yeah,
and
it's
plus,
the same stories. It's the exact same thing.
You're a famous guy with unlimited money, and hey, I want to start. It's like Elon Musk. If he wants to start a podcast tomorrow, of course he's going to get 10 million listeners because he's Elon Musk.
Well, I listen to Conan Needs a Friend, and I've listened to that since day one, like when it came out 4 or 5 years ago. And I mean, I think it's interesting. I think a lot of the guests you have on tell stories I never heard before. I mean, they are moderately interesting. For me, it replaces. I'm sorry. For me, it replaces his talk show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I watched Conan.
Was he Conan the Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien?
Well, he was a Late Show, and then
who took his place? Was that Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon that took his place? One of those.
Yes, one of those. It was the exact.
They're kind of like interchangeable parts. I can't think of who's who. You know, they're like the same entity to me.
They're
Kimmel and Fallon. Yeah.
Conan's a great story, but I mean, anyway, so I regress.
No. I like it, but it ends up being. It's like the three guys, Will Arnett.
Oh yeah, they're
those
doing
guys.
That. Yeah.
I mean, it just ends up here. Here's it's inside stories about acting,
and
right?
They took that on the road.
Yeah, and then it goes right into we don't drink anymore, and here's why, and it's just repetitively.
It's very self
they don't ever discuss anything. Nothing ever. I mean, nothing interesting.
Neither do we, though.
Here, think about this. Think about you're a guest at George Clooney's house, right? He's got all his uber rich friends there, and they're all yucking it up over wine and talking about whatever
I'm a victim at that party. I'm a victim.
Yeah,
they're going to get me drunk, and literally, no. If I go to see, that's be a good story because I'm going to literally be victimized by every person there, whether or not I'm not just sexually, but they're going to make fun of me. I mean, I'm going to be the clown there. Yeah, I'm going to be the clown.
You're Cookie the clown.
Yeah, you're the pedophile in the room.
Yeah, I'm going to be the clown and I'm the kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be. They're going to make me.
All in one, yeah.
They're going to make me less myself. Yeah, that's all I end up being, right? I mean, that's really all those stories are. It's the one goof, right? It's they're at a level of acting or richness or whatever,
both,
and then it's all the shit that happens to the lower guys.
Yeah. Well, they even referred. I think there was a telling thing. I think one of the celebrities they actually referred to like people like us as kind of like you people, as if we're not as if we're not good enough to even be.
That's what my grandma. Level. That's literally what my grandmother called my sister and I. My family and my sister's family.
Yeah.
My grandmother. Yeah. This is my favorite thing of all time. My grandmother, who lived to be like 94.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, she didn't die when she was 60. Right? She didn't die when she was 70.
Oh
80.
no, she stuck around a long time.
She lived to a ripe old age.
Oh yeah, she did.
And literally,
oh yeah, she did.
Literally, you people.
Yeah.
That was how she referred. Oh, and none of you people even brought me a present.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's not your fucking birthday and it's not Christmas, so why would you have to bring your cousin Mike does? I'm like, you haven't seen my cousin Mike in forever, and if he brings you anything, he found it. He found it on the way here, so I don't want to hear that shit, right?
So I think the takeaway is, I think like people, even though I know they adore celebrities, because they're on TV and they're beautiful and they're rich, they're famous, but I think you have to think of the opposite. I think you don't realize how much contempt celebrities have for people, like everyday people. I mean, I really think that, we're like a nuisance to them. Like, like as long as they're in their little bubble with their little beautiful friends and their rich friends, it's good. But then when someone like us comes along, not that I'm going to do it, but like say someone wants an autograph, trust me, it's like an extreme nuisance to them, even though they pretend to be nice, even the ones who are quote unquote friendly. I think a lot of celebrities have a lot of contempt for regular people, just like politicians do. A lot of contempt.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're at a level that we're not at.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, they're special.
They're special. They're special people,
and we're special.
And and so
but in a different way.
And here's the thing too: if you shave their heads and threw them in the wilderness naked, they would just be like anybody else.
I think that's literally assault. You'd go to. I mean, but you know what?
Yeah,
hold on a second.
Yeah.
a show that I would watch.
Yeah.
That's a show I would listen to. That's a show I would watch. So you randomly bag. So here's what happens. We sneak up.
Tag and bag them.
No, we sneak up. We grab Brad Pitt right off the street. No one has any idea what's happening. It's not set up. We just grab him. We shave his head. We strip him. And then we throw him into like some forest.
There's like the Smoky Mountains or the...
No. So, I mean, it's got to be someplace with no rules, like Albania or I don't know, whatever, right? And we have cameras everywhere. And then we just film him for a couple of days. And it's like, all right. And then we bag him up again, right? And we take it, we put him back. He's like, well, what the fuck? You have no idea. We have no idea he has no idea what happened, but we have the video of it, and then we just keep doing it to different celebrities. And now they're nervous that every time they're walking down the street, bam, the three of us are going to grab him. We're going to shave their heads, and they're going to be naked, and bam, right out there.
I'm pretty sure Brad Pitt would come out on top on that one.
What?
If he took his clothes off and shaved his head, I think he'd still make it.
I mean, he'd be beautiful. I mean, I don't care.
course.
Bald-headed Brad Pitt is fine by me.
He's
but
still, what is he, like 62 now? He still looks pretty good.
He's in his 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He does.
Yeah.
He does. But, I mean, we could take anybody.
Yeah.
He's from Illinois, right?
Is he really?
Yeah, he went to Northern.
Is he really? Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
I think he's from, I don't know where he's like born and raised, but I think he moved somewhere in Illinois a long time ago. And,
East Moline?
no, I know. He went to high school and everything in Springfield, Missouri. I talked about before.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he lived in Springfield, Missouri through high school.
Do you
and
think the chicks that had sex with him in college brag about that?
I think he went to Northern.
Okay, so that's
No,
what I'm saying.
no,
Do
you
you
know
think that's one of their things?
No, you know what suck? You know, aren't like yearbooks like in alphabetical order by name? So there's Brad Pitt, and here, think about the guy who was on either side of Brad Pitt.
They do that.
Think about the
somebody
guy.
did
yeah,
that on
So
TV.
think about the guy who's on the either side of Brad Pitt in the
David
yearbook.
Pittman?
Yeah, David Pittman. He's got the glasses. He's got like a little overbite. And he's got and forever and ever when he opens up his yearbook, hey, this is me. Wait, that's Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
You don't even exist.
But you know, there are some celebrities that are kind of normal that don't
course.
behave like you, like Kevin.
They'll behave like you.
No, like you described.
Oh yeah.
Like Kevin Bacon tells a story about when he was he told it on Jimmy Kimmel, I think, and he was talking about when he was coming through the ranks and he was an unknown and he had no money and he went into this room and they were trying to set him up and he's like, well, where are you staying? And he's like, I don't know. And there was another guy in there in the same boat as him. And he's like, well, where are you staying? He's like, I don't know. He's like, well, you guys should he was trying to get an apartment.
Yeah.
And he couldn't afford like $700 a month, but he could afford $350 a month. And this guy was in the same boat. And the realtor's like, well, why don't you guys just get an apartment together and then you solve everything. And he's like, you want a roommate? And the guy's like, yeah. And he's like, all right, let's do it. And he's like, they were roommates for like 5 fucking years. Wow. And even when Kevin Bacon made it, he's like, these two are best friends. He's like, he's like, we have dinner like once every other week together. Yeah, he's like, and he's like
cool.
On the show, he goes, we just went to dinner last night together.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
He's like, could you imagine?
I'm
and this guy's a normal person.
Yeah. I mean,
he's
yeah,
like, you know,
but
so he's just a nobody like us.
Yeah, but
exactly.
But that's my point. Like, even though Kevin Bacon, I'm sure he's the nicest guy in the world. But just the point is, there's Kevin Bacon, and then there's just a regular guy, as if Kevin Bacon has some magical powers that transcend.
You can't begrudge somebody for making a living. That's what he does for a living, Kevin Bacon.
No, of course, yeah. He's a celeb, but I'm saying he's just a regular person too, who just happens to have a lot of TV exposure. You know, who's obviously a good actor. But when you say there's Kevin Bacon and then there's his normal friend, see that's the disconnect right there.
That's okay.
Kevin Bacon's a normal guy too.
I have normal friends too.
Kevin Bacon doesn't cure cancer, doesn't solve world hunger.
You know what, Mark?
I don't think.
Mark, I have some normal friends, and others, Mark, are not so normal. Yeah. They're not normal.
Matt is tipping his head and eyes towards Ted.
All right, we got to get to Mark's movie mentions.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Mark's movie mentions. Any similarities between Mark's movie mentions and Wikipedia is clearly Ted's fault, and he deserves all the blame.
All right, the movie I want to mention is a drama from 2016. It's a little bit longer than most of my movie mentions. It's about 2 hours and 17 minutes. But it's good. I mean, it's a drama. It's called Manchester by the Sea. It's written and directed by Kenneth Lonergan, who is known. He wrote Gangs of New York, This Is Our Youth, which is a great play. If you've never seen This Is Our Youth.
Wait, Gangs of New York, is that the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah.
No, that's Daniel Day-Lewis.
And Leonardo, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis is the bad guy.
Yeah, he wins an Academy Award every movie he's in. So just every movie he's in, he wins an Academy Award. That's all you need to know.
Well, he's crazy.
Lincoln.
And he literally pretends to be that guy the entire time.
Yeah, and he won't get out of the wheelchair if he's in a wheelchair. And
he's a method actor.
Yeah, he's a method actor, yeah.
So
Method Man?
So this guy is a really, really fucking talented writer and director and did a lot of stuff in theater. So he wrote and directed this film. It's called Manchester by the Sea. Came out in 2016. It was a $9 million budget. Brought in about $80 million. Amazon bought it. It's on Amazon now. Starring Casey Affleck. Michelle Williams, and Lucas Hedges. Casey Affleck is turned out to be a pretty good actor, man.
What is this about? I think I've seen it.
I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'm
I've
glad
heard
you
of the
asked.
movie, yeah.
So Affleck plays a kind of a loner janitor living by himself in Boston. He gets a call one night. His brother just had a massive heart attack. His brother lives in Manchester, so he packs up in his Manchester, and by the time he gets there, his brother passes away. And his brother's a single father raising a teenage boy, and unbeknownst to him, in the will, he named him as, if anything happened to me, you take care of Patrick.
You should tell somebody that, though. Honestly, if you're going to make them the parent of your kid in case you die.
I don't think we did when we did our will.
So, wait a minute. So, you and your wife,
Yeah.
when you made your will,
Like 20
you
some
picked,
years ago.
You picked someone to be the parent of your kids if you both passed away, and you didn't ask them, clear it with them, or anything.
No, I don't
So
know.
I would have had to take care of these two fucking kids?
Stop. My family's not like that, so it wouldn't be a big issue.
No, but
they'd
it's just
probably be fighting over.
fighting over your children? That seems okay. All right, sorry, go ahead. It just seems weird to me.
Yeah, all right, thank you. So his brother passes. His name is Lee Chandler in the movie. Casey Affleck's character. Sorry. So when his brother passes, obviously he's staying at his brother's house with his nephew Patrick, and it's wintertime in Manchester, so the ground's frozen, so they can't bury him. So he's got to stick around for a little bit to see the funeral and see the arrangements through. Meanwhile, he's got to figure out this whole deal because he doesn't want to raise his nephew, and his nephew doesn't want to leave Manchester, and he has to go back to Boston, and he doesn't want to stay in Manchester because he has a past there. So the plot kind of thickens in that regard, and I don't want to give it away. So, but he has to stay there for a little while and deal with some of the issues in his past. Let's see. So his brother was a fisherman, has a boat. It's a story about the relationship that becomes with him and his reconnecting with his nephew, trying to figure out what's going to happen here, what the future is, him dealing with his past. It's amazing. It's a really powerful movie, acting wise. Emotionally, it's interesting. There's a deep plot. It's a lot of family issues, guilt, PTSD involved in this, and that's kind of like the plot thickens part of it. But Michelle Williams is great in the movie. Casey Affleck is unbelievable, dude. How this movie, I don't know if this was nominated for Best Picture or not. I didn't look that up. But I think it may have been. It should have been. This was one of the best. This 2016. Fantastic movie. Manchester by the Sea. It's on Amazon. Highly recommend it.
Yeah, I heard of that movie. Heard it's pretty good.
And you know what? I mean, the nice thing is, in case you're wondering, Casey Affleck is actually a good actor.
Oh, he's
I've
phenomenal.
seen him in a few movies. Yeah, I've
so
seen him in-
you're familiar with Ben
He's Ben Affleck's
Affleck,
brother.
who's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Who's
Well,
not a
they're-
good
they're-
actor. But he's
Ben
completely
Affleck's
different.
a very good actor. I got a couple movies I can mention with him, and I think he's great.
Okay, so let's see. Casey Affleck was nominated for that for Best Actor.
Okay, he was. All right. Yeah.
Academy Award. Wait, I think he won the Academy Award
Did
for
he
Best
win?
Actor in
He won?
2017.
Well, that would have been it.
Yeah, and it won the Academy Award for writing.
Wait, he won Best Actor for that?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that. I guess I should have gone on Wikipedia.
yeah, and he won an Independent Spirit Award for Best Male Lead.
Yeah, he was great in it.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
All right, I'm
He
gonna
was,
see that movie.
he was also good in a really long fucking movie. When I say long, I think it was over 3 hours.
Unacceptable.
It was
Unacceptable.
about a Billy
Don't
the
talk
Kid,
about it.
and he was in that. He played Whitey Ford, who kills.
Whitey Ford is a baseball player.
Well, okay. So anyway, he plays Whitey Ford, and Brad Pitt plays Billy the Kid. It's a fucking great movie, man. It's a great
And
movie.
it's 3 hours.
It's like at least 3 hours. Yeah.
So it's
So
Killers,
what-
Killers of the Flower,
Moon.
Billy the Kid. Okay. All right. I mean,
All right,
I do
Manchester
like,
by the Sea. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. If you haven't, check it out.
I think you know what? I feel like I've seen
heard,
that.
definitely heard of it.
It's
Yeah.
8 years old, so you probably you know.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those movies, and I'm the worst at this. I watch half. Like I watched half of Oppenheimer.
I don't know how you do that. I've never.
Well, you know what the problem
I
is.
do that with movies I've seen.
Because
but not
Jackson
movies.
told me. He goes. Whenever you think it's going to end, it's got 45 minutes more.
You got to go. See, that's why you got to go on these things like me. Don't let anybody influence you.
No. It's just I watched it, and then you have a finite amount of time at any given time. So, I'm off of school, right? So I got my summer, so I'm watching it. But
so
now
you watch a movie in the middle of the day.
Yeah, so now I'm watching it. It's an hour and a half in, and I know it's got at least another hour and a half left. And I was like, all right, well, you know what? I don't have another hour and a half to invest. I like Mark's movie mentions. I like them 90 minutes, 92 minutes maximum, right? I have that much time to invest at any given time.
I was surprised when I saw the runtime of this movie. I didn't think it was over 2 hours, but it was. It says 2 hours 17 minutes.
Right.
137 minutes. I mean, I didn't think it was that long.
Okay, yeah, no.
But,
what I'm just saying, when they're insanely long, you can't. I don't have that commitment.
Oppenheimer was, but I saw that in the theater, and I didn't think when we walked out, we didn't feel like it. We were in there. We felt like we were in there that long because of the goddamn previews and everything. But the movie was. I mean, you get in that movie, man.
Well, I think it's different when you're in a theater because you're out for the night. You're not going anywhere. You're just going home after.
Yeah,
the
you're gonna
over.
watch it.
Yeah,
you're gonna watch whatever it is. You're not gonna walk out.
You're not gonna walk out on Avatar or Killers of the Flower Moon.
Have you ever gone to a theater with best intentions and walked out because it was so bad? Matt, have you?
I've walked out of 2 movies in my life.
All right, Ted, have you ever done it?
I've just fallen asleep.
So, okay, what movies did you?
I don't even remember what it is.
Oh, damn it! You know what's funny? I was just thinking about this. Oh man, it was early on. It was some war movie that I just wasn't into. Eagle Has Landed. That was the first movie I ever walked out on. I was like 13, maybe 12, and it was just so over my head, unintelligible to a 12-year-old. I have no idea why we went to go see it. And at some point, there were like 10 guys, and we're all watching. I was like, yeah, I'm out. And it was so funny. They all stayed. I just got up. I fucking left. It was at the patio or the Portage Theater.
Yeah.
Got up, just walked home.
It was only 50 cents, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Kelly and I went to go see the remake of Planet of the Apes with Mark Wahlberg. After 20 minutes, we tried. We left the fucking theater, and we should have gotten our money back because I think you can.
Yeah.
It was
like
so
check?
bad.
Like a rain check, yeah.
It was so bad.
Mark Wahlberg was in Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, the remake, like in '99 or something like that.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they've made like 7 or 8.
Well, now
since
it's
then.
different. Now it's fucking phenomenal. The one that's out right now, holy Christ!
Come on,
man, I'm not kidding you. The one with Woody Harrelson, the last one from 5 years ago.
Wait,
fuck,
based on just what I saw in the stupid previews, that some little girl, can outrun some giant 400-pound ape. I'm sorry. I can suspend disbelief. I read science fiction all the time. I can suspend disbelief.
No,
I've read every Stephen King book he's ever written. I can suspend disbelief, but people can't outrun monkeys.
My favorite one is when Chris Pratt
monkeys, so.
Chris Pratt can outsmart the Velociraptors. 3 of them.
No, we can talk to him. Okay, here. So I haven't gone to see a lot of movies recently, but I've turned off a lot of movies. And that movie with I love Chris Pratt.
I actually like that movie too. For what it's worth, you have to. I mean, listen, I am the big.
When he puts out his hand, right, and he's like, "Don't worry, she knows me." And I'm like, you know what she knows? Your food. That's all she knows. Hey, you're talking to a pea-sized brain.
Do you know that show we were talking about off the air with the TED show?
Oh, the talking truck.
Well, no, not the talking truck. But the show of him, the prequel, the program that's on whatever channel it is.
I think it's on Paramount.
They talk about, because it's, it takes place like years ago. So the time period when the original Jurassic Park came out. So him and Ted are in the car and his sister picks him up from the theater. And she's like, so what movie did you guys go see? Jurassic Park. She's like, oh, how was it? He's like, did you know that Spielberg actually used real dinosaurs for this movie? And she's like, you guys are idiots. So they're like, no, there was real dinosaurs. And they're going on and on about it. And then Ted, out of nowhere, he goes, but you know what the weirdest part about the movie was? It wasn't about the real dinosaurs. How about those water cups with no lids in the car? Who drinks water without a lid out of a cup in the car? He's going on and on about that.
Oh, because it
Remember
moved.
the vibration? Yeah, he's like.
Well, they had to have that, right?
But he had a play on that. He's like, who has a cup of water without a lid in the car?
That's actually a good point. But yeah, so when you hear the T-Rex in the distance,
vibration of the water.
Yeah, you have to.
But it was so funny.
Holy shit! I didn't even think of that.
That's good.
That is stupid.
Yeah.
It would
fucking
spill
hilarious
all
the way
over
he brought it
the
up.
place.
That's exactly what he was saying. It was like. He's like, that's unbelievable. Nobody would do that in real life, but they think they're real dinosaurs.
But it's a dinosaur island, so I mean, let's just obviously we can go without the lid.
Wait a minute. So I love picking out really stupid things in movies that absolutely make no sense. Like this is impossible.
Yeah, me too,
like I was watching. I watched the end of Netflix has a thing, Rebel Moon. Okay.
Okay.
It's gonna be a series. I watched the first one. I thought it was really good. A strong woman character. She's getting revenge.
Is this that actress Rebel that lost the weight and now she's mooning people?
No.
Rebel's
that is,
moon.
That is no one wants to see that. But then it got to the second one, and it's a lot of people standing in a field while hundreds of people shoot, and it's that theory of the other team can't shoot, but I can't miss, right? Where they can have sniper rifles, and there's 1,000 of them pointing at you, and all you have to do is just shuck and jive, just bend up,
So
bend
it's like
down.
it's a Marvels movie.
Yeah. So nobody on the other team. It's this thing that makes me Star Wars. I'll never watch another Star Wars thing. I'll never watch anything that's to do with Star Wars
Every
again.
bad guy gets shot right on.
Yeah. It's every stormtrooper literally gets hired, and it's like, can you shoot? Nope. Okay, good, you're in. And then you can do anything you want, and then the good guy can literally just hip draw, and just go do and just shoot every. What is the stormtrooper shit that's even on? Why do they have it? It doesn't do anything.
I thought it's bulletproof.
It doesn't help.
Is it bulletproof?
It's actually bullet enhancing. Okay, when you hit
It tracks laser beams.
yeah, it tracks them, and then it magnifies it so that you die immediately, even a graze. I mean, nobody has ever been hit. No stormtrooper has ever been hit, even in the finger, and lived. They get hit. Whoa! They just fly all over
The
the place.
stormtroopers are like the Washington Generals, and the good guys, the Jedi is like the Harlem Globetrotters. They're like 100-0 against them.
Yeah. I mean, and Jack and I. Actually, funny. Jack and I were watching Family Guy yesterday, right?
Oh, that's a great parody.
And they're doing some parody, right? And Peter jumps out. It's a the shooting. It's some kind of shooting thing, right? And he jumps out, and he just stands there, and he slowly pulls a gun out of his. No, he's got a holster. He slowly pulls it out. Slowly. I mean, it's very slow. It's so ridiculous, right? Family Guy. So ridiculous. And as he's doing it, there are like 6 bad guys with machine guns, and they're literally pointing at the ground and pointing in the air. They're not even pointing at him, and they're just rapid fire. It's just constant. All you hear is like 7 machine guns going on, and he just slowly. There's nothing but machine guns. He slowly goes out.
You just gave me an idea for
and
a movie.
ready? He takes one shot. He takes one shot. Boom. They all die. I was like, that is every.
Yeah.
It's like every Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, every Sylvester Stallone movie. No one can shoot. I feel like
Was the Sylvester Stallone movie that was like that was with Commando. Was it Commando?
No, that's Arnold.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, so not Commando.
Cobra.
No. Oh yeah, it was Arnold. The one I'm thinking of, Arnold Commando.
Yeah.
With Alyssa Milano.
Yes.
That's like
Gold
that movie
plated
too,
big.
where he's up against like.
Yeah, and he's throwing saw blades at people.
Professional mercenaries who are just as skilled as him, but somehow
Yes, exactly.
he's like
That's
even
what it
more.
is,
He's just
bullet adverse.
It's an
he's
army of
he's
them.
like the Michael Jordan of Commandos, and they're like the Scottie Pippen and Granville Waiters of Commandos. They
Still a
can't-
good movie though. Still a good movie though.
No, they're like the Bison delay of shooting. Yeah, it's just so. At some point,
And at one point, I think they're in a helicopter and they can't hit them.
yeah, a helicopter with a machine gun.
Machine gun.
Yeah, it's shooting really big bullets.
One of those
at
50 calibers.
50 caliber.
Yeah. I think it's like
armor-piercing,
1,000 bullets.
Yeah.
I think it's 1,000 bullets every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It's some kind of stupid thing like that.
Yeah.
And he just back and forth. Oh, if I keep moving, nobody can get me. And by the way, hold on, let me pull out my knife, and I'm gonna aim it right at the helicopter. The helicopter's literally 500 feet away. I'm gonna throw this knife right at the guy driving the helicopter, right at the driver, and I'm gonna hit him.
Right between the eyes.
Then it
Right-
spins
right-
around.
Right between
and
the
then
eyes.
for some reason, as it spins around, for no reason, it just blows up. Yeah, I'm just like,
See you around.
Yeah. That's right. Next time, don't try to catch my knife in your face, huh? Yeah, I think I've had enough of it. I don't like real violence. Like I could never watch what was that horrible movie with Tom Hanks?
Real violence.
No. What's the one where they're on the beach at the beginning? It's first 20
Castaway?
minutes. No. First 20 minutes is just all these guys storming the beach.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
it's a great film.
That is the most horrible.
That's probably true though. I mean, that's probably real
right,
life though.
Right,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
bad.
don't want that.
Yeah.
I listen. If I have a choice between Marvel violence,
Yeah.
and that,
Yeah.
I'll take Marvel violence all day.
But
long.
unfortunately, that's the real thing there. That's
I don't want that.
You don't want to see that.
But
yeah.
at some point, man, I mean, you got to stop doing this. And I'm watching this Rebel Moon, and there's the 2 stars, and there they are. They end up killing all these people, right? And one guy's got a blaster, but the other guy's just got two swords. That's it.
Two
And they kill
swords.
like 200 guys with laser guns, and then all of a sudden they look up, and over the horizon comes another like 1,000 guys. There it is. They look up. They're like, "Hey, we got it!" Like, yeah, we fucking won. And they go, "Go." and you see it, and then they got these giant machines with cannons and everything, and they go, "Are you ready?" You go, "Yeah, I'm ready," and then they just run. They run at
They were
him.
full
that's,
speed at it.
that's the next episode.
The two of them, they just
That's
run
how
right
that's
at
how
him.
it ends.
No, they win. I'm giving it away. They win. That's it. Yeah, they run at these guys. I'm just like, say, wait a minute, hold on a second. Let me just get this straight. There's two of you. This asshole has 2 swords. Okay.
Doesn't the bullet run out of guns?
Nope, never.
Or bullets run out eventually?
Never. It never.
Did you ever see him reload?
runs
Did you ever see him reload?
out of bullets. At no point. They never reached in. It's like changing. I read. Changing.
Even
nope.
the video game, you have to like reload the clip.
See, I
not in this.
like some movies I like that. Some of them, the way they're done. I mean, like Kill Bill with Uma Thurman when she
okay,
fights
but that was silly.
the 88.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
But
great.
that scene's like 15 minutes long of her just fighting like 88.
Yeah, but I mean, they all have different
great,
kind of
dude.
weapons, and it's really just a bunch of hot chicks.
Yeah,
and honestly,
nobody cares.
right,
Right.
right, and it seems. I mean,
I watch those movies over and
yeah,
over again.
and
by
you
the
know
way.
it's going to be.
it's
I mean,
silly. Yeah.
when I watch Arnold Schwarzenegger throw the circle
Yeah,
blades
the
at
saw
guys,
blade. Yeah,
and do all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, at that point, but at some point, it just gets a little ridiculous.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I'm sorry. Okay, last thing. I need your response to this because, I'm not going to say what I thought. Dollar General is now selling fresh produce.
How do they spell fresh?
PHRESS.
P with a
Fresh.
PH.
Fresh produce.
Don't they sell? They sell some small food items already. I haven't been to a Dollar General in a while, but I think
sell
they
a
sell
lot of
small.
food. They sell
They sell a
eggs.
lot of food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now they are
Not
selling fresh produce.
Are you sure it's fresh? So there actually is a store. I think it's actually in Skokie. They sell day-old or expired produce. No, I'm not kidding. That's their business model. So their business model is they sell expired products, but it's expired, but you get it at a significant discount. So like milk, it might be like 2 days expired. Vegetables might be.
I know
past
what
their
it's
shelf
called.
life.
Mommy.
Mariano's.
No.
Yeah, the Mariano's by me is like that.
No.
No,
Fuck yeah,
it's
it
actually
is.
Mommy, what's that? Well, that was a carrot, son. That was a carrot.
Yeah.
What is it now? It's the only thing we can buy. Yeah. Come on. Okay, so you have no thoughts on Dollar General selling fresh produce?
Dude, you have
People
to.
are go-
You
I mean-
have to. These Dollar Generals, all these are in like grocery deserts or what do they call them?
food deserts.
Food deserts,
Yeah.
and they have to. You
Yeah.
have to do something. You
'Cause-
have to
because-
give
'cause a
people
lot
an
of the-
opportunity to have a choice to
'Cause-
eat this.
Because some of these neighborhoods, unfortunately, where a lot of
Yeah.
these Dollar General and similar stores are located, are in like kind of like a barren, wasteland
Yeah,
of
food
neighborhoods.
deserts.
Yeah, there's no Mariano's, there's no big box retailers. You'd have to drive miles to get to it. So yeah, you're serving your constituents there, and yeah, is it the best? And as long as the food's fresh, I mean, it's probably coming from the same
buying the
supplier.
same supplier.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
like
same shit.
generic.
Bullshit.
It's like generic food. It's still like a generic canned food. Generic green beans is still the same as Jolly green beans, right? They come off the same assembly line. You're just paying more for
Sometimes,
the brand
yeah.
name
Yeah.
versus the generic name.
Private labeling.
Yeah,
but
private label.
I think. I mean, I don't. What's wrong with Dollar General selling?
There's
They
no
sell
way.
eggs. They sell
if they
milk.
sell if they sell everything
cheese.
for $1,
Do they have a refrigerator
Well,
and a freezer?
they
Okay.
don't
Then
sell.
I've not
They
been
don't
in
sell
Dollar
everything for
General.
$1. That's not their thing.
that's not their thing.
Well,
It
not
says
e-
Dollar General.
I know, but not everything in there's. Have you ever been to a Dollar General?
I've been to a dollar store to
I
get
go to
like,
the one in Michigan like once a month.
And there's a
no,
fi-
you don't.
Yes, I do.
Why would you go to a dollar
Because
store
it's the only.
in Michigan
It's the only thing within.
to do in Michigan?
No, if I need something, I'll go to the Dollar General.
Why in Michigan? I don't understand this. Why would you go to Michigan?
No, if I'm up in Michigan, if I'm up there for the weekend,
you
and
so
I
and
need-
you go to Michigan once a month.
like once every 2 months.
Okay, see, do you see how you make statements and then they're different than the reality?
Okay, here I was up there last month. I was up there. Well, I was up
And you
there
go to the
5
dollar
times
store
this year.
to buy what?
I went there for batteries. I went there for bacon. I've been there.
No,
for
you did not go there for
beer.
bacon. You did not
I
go
went
to
there
it.
for bottled water because we didn't have any water at the house. I went there for dog,
you guys
dog
are
treats.
You guys are in Flint, so you can't drink the water out of the.
So everything's
faucet.
not everything's not $1 there.
no,
Obviously,
everything's not $1.
yeah. Well, there's a store
I
here.
thought that was the thing. Everything's $1.
There's a Dollar General store, like a dollar store right here on
Yeah.
like Milwaukee
Yeah,
and Foster.
in Harlem, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Milwaukee and Foster. And yeah, one
Yeah.
on Milwaukee and Harlem. And
you
then
don't
there's
have a lot of choices in some of these areas. I mean, there's the Walmart's in Paw Paw, which is like 20 minutes away, and the Dollar General is like 7 minutes away. So if I need something, I'll just run there and get it.
Yeah, I would
All
do
right.
that if I lived in
I don't
that
know.
area
I
too,
don't
yeah.
really know anything about it. I just know that they're selling.
It's a pretty
they're
normal
selling
grocery store with a lot of cheap out stuff. I mean, there's anything in there you can imagine, from eggs to Solo cups to dog food to toothpaste to batteries to fucking anything.
So instead of Crest, they just have
no,
Crust.
they have Crest there. They have normal
No,
stuff.
they don't.
Yes, they do.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that for some stupid reason, I'm spending 2 or 3 times more than I need
it's
to.
not the same thing though. It's not the same product.
So it's Crest with 2 S's?
It's made by Crest, but it's not the exact same product that you would buy at Target. Or
it's an off brand.
It's
Yeah, I've
not
been to
an
those
off
stores.
brand.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, but they cheapen it up so they could sell it for less money.
Oh, okay.
It's like what Walmart stands for. Walmart has, so if you own, like, let's take for instance Kraft. I've told this story many times. Kraft mac and cheese. If Walmart, to get into Walmart is like huge. So when your product's in Walmart, it's a massive amount that you get to produce and sell. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, Walmart buys nationwide. So Kraft Mac and Cheese is in every Walmart, and they have to sell it for $1.50 a box. And Kraft says, we can't sell it to you so that you could retail it for $1.50. So they come up with a formula to figure out how they can cheapen it so that Walmart could sell it for $1.50 so that they can make it profitable, because they're not going to sell it to Walmart at a loss. So they take the product, they put like 2 ounces of less noodles, and they cheapen up the cheese mixture, and they package that just for Walmart. So Walmart sells Kraft macaroni and cheese for $1.50, but Mariano sells it for $2.50 because it is different. They have to cheapen the product in order to put it on the shelves at Walmart.
So wait, Kraft macaroni and cheese is pretty gross.
I
love
love mac and cheese.
Jackson makes a great mac
I
and
love.
cheese.
No,
I haven't had a
Kraft
box.
macaroni and cheese. I
You
love
eat
it.
boxed macaroni and cheese.
Fuck yeah, I do.
I haven't had mac and cheese in forever.
I
Ted,
love
you
Kraft
don't
mac
even
and
make
cheese.
anything. The
Dude,
only way
you
you
and
could
I.
get,
I mean, I could eat a whole box of Kraft macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, I'd eat that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
I would rather not eat.
It's noodles and powdered cheese.
It's like ramen noodles.
And you add
water, boiling water, some
well,
salt.
you boil the noodles, yes.
Yeah.
And I
knew that.
Ted doesn't know. Ted doesn't even know how to make mac and cheese. I love it.
There's directions on the box, isn't there?
Yeah, you'd have to be able to read them, Ted. After like 5 double crowns and Diet Cokes, how many fucking things can you even
I'm
read?
going to Taco Bell.
Ted takes the entire box, he puts it in the microwave, pours water on top, puts it in the microwave, and then eats whatever is in there.
Dude, he's gonna get a lot of shit from knocking Kraft mac and cheese.
Kraft mac and cheese I haven't had it for years, but yeah, I think I've had a side of mac and cheese, somewhere. Yeah, but we all love mac and cheese.
You get mac and cheese at a restaurant, it's good.
Yeah.
Kraft mac and cheese is something a child has.
Yeah. Like
And it's a child you don't like.
or like lobster macaroni. That's good.
Lobster mac and chease
Lobster
is not.
mac and cheese,
Kraft
yeah.
doesn't
No, of
make
course not.
Kraft
Of course not.
lobster
No,
mac
You know
and
who has
cheese.
great lobster mac and cheese?
Who?
Seasonally, once a year, like during the winter, Don Juan's.
Ooh.
It's phenomenal.
I'm getting hungry.
And I'm
Where's
talking
that at?
chunks.
Where's that at?
Chunks.
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't have it now. It's like during the winter.
No, where's Don Juan's?
In Park Ridge. He makes
Oh.
a paella during the winter
Ooh.
for catering, and they also you can buy it in small batches.
Mm-hmm.
And his lobster mac and cheese, forget it, dude.
I'd try that.
And it's and they use Kraft mac and cheese for that, right?
No, he's a restaurateur. He makes it from scratch.
Why doesn't he just buy a shitload of boxes from Walmart and then mix
Because
it?
I could do that at home. I want to go there and eat something I can't do
So-
at home.
so-
I'm not making lobster mac and cheese at home. Are you?
Oh, you
Ted?
need
No,
lobster.
no. Yeah, the
Why don't you
chunks of real
go
lobster,
somewhere,
yeah,
buy
yeah.
cooked
All right,
lobster.
I'm
put
unplugging
it-
this thing. We're fighting on the air. Nobody wants to hear.
No, actually, you know what? They do. They do.
No, actually, just real funny story, real quick. So I guess some guy, some man and woman for like their anniversary were staying at a luxury 5-star hotel somewhere, and I guess on their menu they advertised like some 5-star Michelin chef was going to prepare their meal, so they had room service delivered to their room. And so for some reason the lady went down and she went to the kitchen, and then she saw like in the kitchen they had the freezer open, and whatever food product they had that they were eating, I guess they bought it at the local supermarket, because they're like, oh, I buy that too, and they marketed.
How do they know this?
She went down from her room, and I guess she for the lobby or something, and she saw into the kitchen.
Fake news.
And she saw the boxes of food.
I don't believe it. So somehow,
So it wasn't made from scratch.
somehow this woman,
This woman.
This sounds like a Donald Trump story.
Yeah, this does. I went down there and it's just mac and cheese that I can make in a box. That's
Exactly,
bullshit.
yeah.
She looked in there,
She looked in there.
and at the time she looked in there where she shouldn't have been.
Perfect timing.
She shouldn't have been, because 99% of those kitchens you can't see anything in there. Yeah. The door opened, the other door opened, and then one guy went, "I need another box of mac and cheese," and then she went, That's just regular mac and cheese. I couldn't tell the difference. I'm so fucking dumb.
See, you know how I
it
knew
wasn't
it was
mac and cheese, but it was something. But it was something that they thought was like a gourmet food
Yeah.
item. That it was. You could just buy it in a frozen. You know, it was basically a frozen
Wait
meal.
a
You could just buy it at the local.
You know how I
supermarket.
know it was a fake story? It was a Michelin 5-star restaurant.
Because only 3 stars.
It only
right?
goes to 3.
whatever the top of the line is. You know, they were charging a premium for
They
the
had
food.
a Michelin 5-star
Yeah.
chef in there, and he
Yeah.
used to change tires, Michelin tires as well.
Yeah, it was a Michelin. Yeah, Michelin 5-star tire.
They charge her
company.
$50 for the meal that you can get for $5. You
know what?
It's like a Swanson TV dinner.
Ted,
Hey,
Ted, you are a
some
fallen victim
restaurant-
to absolute bullshittery. Absolute bullshittery. Because if anybody ever actually found out that you had a Michelin 7-star restaurant and that you were serving boxed mac and cheese,
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna leave it at this. Okay, I'm a culinary connoisseur. I'm not professionally trained chef. I follow recipes.
that's true. He's not.
I make up my own stuff. I'm a pretty good cook. I watch a lot of cooking shows. I read a lot of cooking books. I learn a lot from guys like Anthony Bourdain, and I was totally into him in Kitchen Confidential. Anthony Bourdain would be, if he was still alive, and I think he may have said this, so I'm paraphrasing, but they make this gourmet food night in and night out.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just fucking make a box of Kraft macaroni and cheese, and you sit back and you're like, God damn, that's good.
Sometimes the
And
simplest
he's
stuff's
this-
the better. Yeah.
Sometimes,
the
I mean,
simple stuff, yeah.
these 5-star Michelin chefs
Yeah.
and the 3 stars.
Yeah.
Those guys and women make these gourmet dishes, and sometimes the simplest things bring you back to your youth, or just give you something that you can't have, and somehow it works and it's great. I mean, I'm not a food snob. I'll eat
No,
pretty
yeah.
much
So-
anything.
Sometimes you just want a greasy hot dog. You know, I mean, like a $3 hot
I don't
dog
like
with
greasy
fries.
hot
Yeah,
dogs,
or
but-
just you know
I've
what
never
I mean?
had a
So-
greasy hot dog. I have no idea what
Or
that
char
even
dog,
means.
it could be
Char
a little
dog, ooh,
greasy.
char
yeah,
dog, yeah,
I like
yeah.
a good char dog.
Char dog. Ooh.
No, I just want a regular steamed hot dog.
We'll go to Paradise Pub, dude. They got a good char dog.
Oh, where's that at? Take me there.
On Rand Road. You never eat you never had Paradise Pub.
No.
No,
No,
wait, do
there
they serve alcohol there? No, Ted's never been there. He has never been there. All right, last thoughts. Teddy, you go first.
I want a hot dog.
He's such a...
I want a char dog.
Ted lives in 10 seconds. He's like that. What's that? 51st dates.
Ooh.
Everything is 10 seconds.
A paperclip.
Yeah, yeah. Ted, whatever you do, don't talk when
You are
I say
like
the word
he is like
contractor.
Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
You are Homer Simpson, dude.
That-
No, that was Marge.
Only Homer Simpson wouldn't know he's Homer
So
Simpson.
that's his final thought. He wants a hot dog.
He wants a hot dog. Your last thoughts.
I want a hot dog as well.
Really?
Sometimes you just want a good dog.
I have no interest in
I haven't had a hot dog in a long
You want?
time.
You should apologize to the mac and cheese crowd out there.
I'm
No,
not
he
apologizing for
doesn't-
Dick.
No, he shouldn't.
I have an
'cause that- he's-
opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have an opinion.
And
Mine's right,
It's
and
been
Mark's is
summarily
ridiculous.
it's been summarily rejected.
It's you know what when the hate mail comes, and by the way, the hate mail will come for me no matter what.
Yeah.
If I said I loved mac and cheese,
That's true.
Kraft Mac and Cheese,
That's true.
People would shit on me. If I say I hate it, people are going to shit on me no matter what. It's great.
Aw,
And
now-
you
now-
guys,
now you're
and-
being-
and
now-
Ted's going to be like, yeah, you know what? Ted's right. Everyone should have a hot dog. I'm like, it doesn't even make any sense. Why are you sending this to me? Why are you?
And all man,
Wait, what
all
about
we had.
mac and cheese on the hot dog? Have you ever tried that?
No, but mac and cheese and hot dogs are good.
That sounds
Okay,
really good.
so you know what? That doesn't sound bad at all.
That sounds really good.
A mac and cheese dog? That
sounds
doesn't sound bad.
Yeah, I'm liking that.
And I don't want to give Ted credit for anything, but that sounds pretty good.
I'm liking that. It's like a chili dog,
man.
except this mac and cheese.
Wait, a chili mac and cheese? Whoa.
I make that.
A chili mac and cheese dog?
Yeah. No. I've made like chili mac and cheese.
No, but I'm talking about chili and mac and cheese on a hot
Yeah,
dog.
that would be so good.
Oh man, if you're listening to this and you're stoned out of your mind,
You get the
hold on,
munchies.
let me do it. You ready? Chili mac and cheese dog.
Oh,
It
Kelly
wants-
made a brisket chili the other night. Remember I said I had to go home on Sunday because
Yeah.
we had that leftover brisket from the party and we froze it, and she thawed it out and made a brisket chili.
Oh, and you brought us some. Where I
Oh
just
my
don't
God,
see
I
it.
almost
Ted, do you
did.
see it?
Can you
I don't see it.
can you
I
bring,
almost
can
did.
you
It
bring
was
me chili next time? I'll pay you for that. The chili you made last time.
This brisket chili was incredible.
I'll bring you a 6-pack or whatever you want. Just give me some chili
Oh,
next
my
time.
I made
God.
chicken tacos today.
Oh.
Before that's why I was running late.
Oh, I want to eat at your house.
Yeah, of course you do, because he cooks actual food. Ted.
Yeah.
My chicken, they're like it's like a tinga taco. So I make a sauce and I put it in the Vitamix.
I'm getting like the munchies. I'm not even like
It's so
buzzed
good.
yet,
You're not even high yet.
and I already got the munchies. So you got to stop with the talk.
Oh
about
man!
the food.
All right. Well, you know what? Here's what we need to do. This is my last thought. We need to get out of here and get Ted some alcohol stat, because he didn't drink today. All he had was beer.
I I didn't finish it because I know you like this beer, so I'm gonna put it back in the fridge because I know I
Oh
found
my
out this
God,
is your
that's
favorite
great.
beer.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm so angry when he grabbed a good beer instead of just the crap that I don't like.
You can get Noon Whistle anywhere.
Yeah, but I got to go to Noon Whistle.
No, they sell it right here at Cardinal.
No, I was there. I didn't see it. I didn't see that beer. They might have other
The
Noon
brewski
Whistles.
is kind of new. I know.
Yeah, the brewski is like the I think it's a red lager. It's really good. It's really
Traditional lager, yeah, it looks good.
Good. Yeah, it's really good.
We had great brewery.
Yeah, we had some. We went there. We went to go see where Savannah works. Yeah, we went there. We assigned Cheryl and I signed some papers, and then we went over there to Noon Whistle, and it was so good. I'm like, I told the kid, I'm like, I need a case of that. And he goes, and he looks at me, and goes, I can do that. I go, well, yeah. I mean, I didn't think you were gonna. Didn't think you were gonna like create it. I just want you to get
It'd be
4
funny if he
6
just
packs.
laughed and go, "Oh, sure you do, pal."
Yeah.
He walks
I
away.
just want 4 6 packs and something I can carry out of here.
Yeah.
He's like, I can do that. I'm like, yeah, I know you can. You're a fucking waiter. Congratulations.
managers.
You set the bar low.
All right, so yeah, that's my last thought. I got to get Ted some drinks, so we got to get the hell out of here. We'll see everybody next week. Enjoy.